Welcome to the Project Eloria Podcast, where we're going to talk about Project Eloria, probably.
Arc Zero.
Arc Zero, the arc that just ended.
Yeah, we are one member
Mischa's
short.
still eating his dinner, and he's ill at the same time. So
Nebula's ill, so
Nebula's
we don't
ill.
know.
So he's gonna be either coming up a bit later, so he'll ping us as soon as he's here, and then we'll join him in. But for now, we're with the two of us.
So yeah, let's go, I guess.
Yeah, let's talk about what happened
Space and
last time a
stuff.
bit, because last time was an
Space
interesting
stuff.
show.
Last time was very interesting. If you didn't see it, here's a short recap. We died.
Okay, right. You can do better than that.
I mean, I could. Alright, so here's a short recap. I'm not actually gonna do this now properly.
Just go to the thing and read the synopsis. Read. Jesus, I can't words.
No, I'm just gonna tell my own version of the story because that's gonna be way more hilarious and probably wrong.
Alright, sure, let's do that.
So last time we went into the Galactic war with a couple vessels from the Mafia, our characters, a very disturbed Henry in a box because we locked him there, kind of, and we were fighting a losing battle. We decided to teleport onto the ship of the Galactic. We bursted into the vault. I tried to, or my character at least, tried to touch an orb, failed his roll by 2.
For the death roll.
He failed the death roll by 2, and now he's
Dead.
taken by a god.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened, and that concluded Arc Zero.
Almost the same happened to Mischa's character, except he became a thrall of said demigod.
He became a thrall of my character that got demolished by a god.
So probably next week or the week after that, we're gonna start with our official first arc. And we're still in discussion about what that'll exactly include, but for now it's looking like it's gonna be an arc with a general focus on a bit more dark, not necessarily the darker side of Eloria, but a bit of a different side, because now you've seen the side of the Mafia with lots of illegal trade and that kind of stuff, and we're gonna throw it to the other side.
Well, I mean,
it's not necessarily set
for what I'm planning. It's going to be more against anti-mafia, but not necessarily the brighter side of Eloria.
Yeah, sure. No, they're still not gonna be goody two shoes.
Because the brighter side of Eloria is not.
There's no brighter side. Eloria is just a massive ball of grey.
It's just a shit show altogether.
It's all grey areas, really. It's not necessarily illegal, but it's not legal. It's not, It's frowned upon.
The most bright side about Eloria is probably the Hemos. The Hemos are a very technologically advanced race, and they're just being boring and do researchy stuff instead of, venturing into the wild killing people, which is the fun stuff to do.
I mean, they also have a bit of a dark side. I mean, they're still a bit of a classical... the whole Hemos, the whole Hemos species is ruled by a single person.
Yeah,
well, not necessarily a single person, because that would be it's ruled by a royal family. So
yeah,
it's still a bit,
But overall, they're more of the passive type.
They're a bit more passive research, and they don't really focus on war. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, if you want.
So yeah, no. I am already planning a character. I might get one of the characters that I played in a testing game, which we did before all of the live shows. Might do that. Might make a totally different character. We'll see.
It's still a bit in talks, because we have to, and we might, slim chance right now, we might put in a third player.
So yeah, you might see us with 4, but probably most likely with 3. Which are difficult.
We're also looking at developing the Project Eloria into a bit of a different format, because right now it's very fate accelerated, but there might become a bit more of a combat system that's a bit less winging it and a bit more planned.
Yeah, and that might be our very first topic that we're going to talk about, because we are, which involves the combat system, which is hunts on Tinamali.
Oh yeah, that's also a thing. We're gonna do some more aside from the main show. The Henry. What? We'll talk about Henry later.
We won't talk about him, but we'll talk about Henry. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about him.
But right now, we're gonna add some more shows. Probably.
Yeah, so we are planning to do some Tinomali hunt. Tinomali, again, one of the main races in Project is featured in Project Eloria. No, we're gonna talk about Henry later.
Let's get this around and then we'll discuss Henry.
So they have these more classical D&D style hunts that one would do with a party if you were to do one-off campaigns. And so they hunt monsters in a preserve, I guess, because it's a planet.
The Tinomali species are very much focused on preserving the natural beauty of their planets. So they built their cities, but then at some point the cities just end and it goes into almost a wild jungle where still a lot more feral people live who haven't really integrated yet, or maybe people who are banished get sent into there. But there's also a lot of wild creatures. And these creatures, since they have a lot of space to develop and roam, become a lot stronger and at some point become a threat to the cities. And they need to be eliminated.
To deal with these threats, there are hunting parties that get sent into the wilds that have to battle these creatures, kill them, capture them, however they see fit, and those campaigns will probably be one-off campaigns, so it's going to be one episode, one arc, one mission. Very basic.
Arcs, it's going to be a single hunt. It doesn't really have arcs.
Hunt.
I mean, it's short.
Just develop after every hunt.
It's a small contained campaign.
Yeah, and they are probably going to get DM'd by yours truly, me.
Yeah.
And instead of our other DM over there.
Me.
So that'll be fun to see how that works out. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're also gonna be looking at some different formats as well, because the ideal thing is those types of one-off campaigns also offer the space to pull in some new players, because it's very much a one-off campaign, so you can pull in some new players, give them a shot, try them in a new environment, see if they actually, in a live environment, enjoy it and want to do more, and then, we might make some changes to the main roster.
And probably what I'm going to do also when leading parties through these hunts is probably going to explain a lot of what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, also to make new players feel comfortable and new viewers also introduce them to how our system, how our adapted system works.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a learning system instead of the big scale show that features a lot of knowledge already. Like, you need to know a bit before you can really dive into the show, so that works through either watching a lot of the show itself, so you learn through just watching a lot of it, and then at some point a bit will get explained so you understand that bit, and then slowly you develop yourself. You could of course read on the wiki, because the wiki has a shit ton of information on it, so you could develop your information that way. Or just watch some one-off campaigns like the hunts, which could get you that way informed on the universe. What we're also going to be adding to that is one-off campaigns, because if one of my two main players won't be able to make it here, we might, it could be a bit of trouble, because if they can't make it, we can't run a main show. So instead of just fully cancelling the show, we're going to be doing one-off campaigns, and that'll feature some characters that'll have been maybe abandoned at some point, or could use some more information, develop their character a bit more, and get some more backstory behind them. For instance, Shipil. Shipil really needs some more context, so one of those one-offs would be great to get some more information on him and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we might run some background campaigns between arcs to get some more information about, what characters that make up. Yeah, basically filler episode, but more focusing on the backstory and not necessarily beach episodes.
So if someone gets ill or something, we can put in one of those. And that's a bit of a, that's a bit of a lore heavy. Those will be lore heavy.
They will be more serious and less of the funny jokey stuff, and the other
be a lot of funny jokey stuff, but it's
going
to be in a very contained package, because there is a defined ending to it.
Yeah.
So, aside from that, to talk about some of those characters, one of those, to get to a requested topic, we'll talk about Henry for a bit, because Henry is a bit of a weird character right now.
He's in a bit of a weird place.
Yeah, he's...
especially a weird place, focusing on place, because...
I mean, as a whole character itself, he needs a bit more information, because
Yes.
As a character, we know a couple things from the live show itself, is that he was an upstart in the Mafia, got offered a mission, wanted to prove himself, thrown into the mission, and as such quickly developed his character. But since the way Arc Zero ended, he's very much thrown into very much randomness, right?
He's just thrown into the deep, into the unknown.
Currently, he has no way of properly continuing the character, so we're gonna need to do either a one-off from the point he was abandoned, or a one-off for his backstory to get a bit more on his history. But that character will definitely come back, because I think it's a fun character.
Yeah.
And due to the way the show went, he has some interesting things to play with. So
yeah, and he's fine. If you're worrying about Henry, you would know. You watched the live show.
We're planning stuff.
Fine.
I'm planning stuff to
busy.
do. He's gonna get used, so Henry's gonna continue being a character, and he might even get a bit more of a interesting role in it, because he has. Well, but that always depends on the way everything develops.
It's just how it works out.
Then, of course, Alexandria we have as one of those characters, because that was a character that was called in as, hey, this is an old acquaintance, and then instantly died.
Yeah, she met an unfortunate end.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get a bit more information on her, develop her character a bit more, get some backstory behind her, because right now she's a name with no context. So,
yes.
But since...
She's very much an empty shell that needs to get filled in.
Since she's dead right now, although... The only thing we're gonna be able to do as a backstory stream, or a backstory show. So we'll see how we do that and how we lead it exactly. But there's some interesting history to be explored there.
Which also might feature Ed again, because they are. It might be interesting to explore one of the missions they did together, because they met during one of the. They were thrown into the same group to do a mission.
Yeah, they were Mafia.
So it might be interesting. Yeah, they were Mafia back then.
Yeah, so we might do a bit of an old-timey Mafia story. Maybe even before the humanity was destroyed.
Yeah, that might be something. Because, humans are mostly dead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, those stories, they're just stories. They'll be interesting to watch.
We'll make a solid list of all the characters that need some more fleshing out, and then I'll start planning some campaigns around it. And we'll see when we do those, because the advantage of a campaign in the past is it can happen whenever, right? You have very much open space to throw it in there, and can develop that from whatever
open
point
space.
you want. Yeah, and
I can't.
some more things. The short stories, I'm working on some of those right now. I'm getting some short stories set up. I have some bases. I still need to properly develop them some more, but I still need to find a proper platform to put them on. I might put them on a blogging website and link through that to the wiki, but I'm gonna have to see, because right now the short stories are in a very much isolated vacuum. So every character that's referenced and imported in a short story is not properly canon yet until the story is released, right? Until we properly set up the story, the characters don't exist. So that means that some old player characters from before it actually was a live show are currently, let's call it story limbo, right? Because I use them in short stories or I reference them, but they're still very much empty from anything besides that. So until the short story properly gets set up, I can release them from the vacuum and put them into the actual world of Eloria.
Universe would be better.
Yeah, universe.
So I was thinking about something we haven't really addressed in the live show, because it will be I don't know if we want to save this, because it will get very dark very quick, and that's souls. Because a soul is a very complex and dark thing to talk about in our universe.
Yeah, because so
I don't know if you want to head there now, or maybe discuss it a bit towards the end of the podcast. But
I think we'll discuss it. Because souls are, of course, a very interesting topic. Because in Eloria,
Yes.
you don't die in the same way you do in Earth, or technically you do, but in our Earth, as in this place, in real life, we don't have the proper technology they have in Eloria. So who knows?
We don't know what happens
maybe
after
we're
death.
actually we don't know what happens after death, but in Eloria they do know. Because the way Eloria works is that every being is filled with a soul. That means creatures, characters, just everything, right?
Everything.
If it lives, it has a brain, it has a soul. How those souls work is that if you die, your soul disappears, deletes itself, resets, and goes into a different being. In that being born, right? So that way the souls work. But in Eloria, people have developed themselves in such a way that you can harvest these souls. Because a short time after someone dies, the soul is still technically valid, right? So if you collect the soul and properly store it, you can save a person's being and pump that into a different body, and they'll have all the same memories. So technically, if a character dies and you have the proper technology, you could save their soul and as such put them in a different body and literally make them
reanimate them. They will literally get reborn.
Yeah, you basically reborn. You know the thing that people say, yeah, go back in time but keep your memories? Basically that, only you switch to a different body.
And also, there's one race in particular that makes use of this.
Yeah, the Gen mod.
The Gen mods are very much into harvesting souls and perfecting the souls and putting them in new bodies.
Yeah, because the Gen mod are obsessed with being perfect. For the Gen mod, nothing besides perfect is good enough, especially in their beings. So the way that works is that they collect the souls, put them in cloned bodies, because a cloned body, they can modify the DNA, make it a perfect thing, and put in a clean soul. But because this is clearly very, very unethical to murder things to collect their soul, it's outlawed. So for now, collecting souls is outlawed, but since the Gen mod are so obsessed with the act of collecting their souls, they kind of import it on a massive scale illegally, and the Galactic Council can't really do anything about it. They just need to tolerate it and let it happen. They just tell them, hey, don't collect your own souls, right? It's a bit of the situation we have with weed in the Netherlands. It's illegal to grow it. It's
up until a certain
legal
point,
to
actually.
sell it. So,
well, you can only have 7 plants, because then otherwise it'll be a plantation.
yeah, but
and
you
then
can't sell it to yeah, but in this case it's even more complicated, since it's illegal.
Yes.
It's illegal for them to collect it, but if
And
they have
also-
it, they can use it.
Also, you're taking a soul that was once belonged to something
Yeah.
that should get reincarnated,
Not
basically.
necessarily.
No, but they'll get reset, get
Yeah.
into a
It
different
should get
thing.
freed, right? The soul
Yeah.
should get freed and,
And
put into a
They
new
get
being.
captured, and
That's very, very unethical.
yeah, so the general consensus is that it's not okay, but they think it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's something for y'all to think about.
Yeah, you can make your own decisions on that part, but most of the beings clearly think it's very, very unethical.
And also, you can make a lot of money for capturing and selling souls,
Yeah,
because
so
they have a lot of value because they are so difficult to capture,
Yeah.
and they are so highly illegal and sought after, and you're gonna get shut down if they even have like an inkling of that you're doing this, because it is so unethical and so
yeah, it's a bit
illegal, and
it's-
it's just no. It's just a big no-no.
Yeah, so the illegal soul trading is very, very popular, because of course if you kill a mafia boss, if you kill someone, collect their soul, reincarnate it into a new body, if you just
can do
put it
whatever
into a
with
very
them.
weak body, you can actually torture someone forever, right?
You can
Because
break
you
their
have that soul.
mind,
You can literally,
which is
yeah, you can do a lot
Yeah,
of very
no.
bad things. Literally put someone in a body with, like, where their brain's disattached from their limbs, so they can't really do anything besides think. That kind of stuff. It's
so yeah.
bad.
That's a very dark place to go,
Yeah, but
and
that's,
it'll get
the thing.
featured probably. eventually.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna deal with it because there's an entire species based around it.
Yeah.
So it's clearly a focus, but there's a lot of work to be done.
Oh yes.
So
What also needs a lot of work is some more. Well, I wouldn't say like flushing out species and more defining them, because we now have a basic idea of what all the species do. They are on the wiki. You can read them. You can read what they do, what they are.
I think not all of them are on the speed. No.
No, and we also have.
Yeah, torture. We.
Yeah, torture. We do not condone torture in any way, shape, or form. Everything that is said fits within the world of Eloria and is not part of our own opinions. Just disclaimer.
There's a single character in the whole of Project Eloria who's fully aligned with my opinions. I'm not telling you who it is, but there is someone. Go find him. This technically works because Eloria is even larger than Earth with a lot more people.
So yeah, no, but I think that we should work a bit more on. Like, we now have the Tinamali, they have the nanobots, they have hunting parties.
Fleshing everything out a bit more.
Yeah, just working and through the arcs also, because we're gonna
that
get
was
arcs
also. I was gonna make that point
working
because
through them, and okay, yeah.
a lot of it is a bit more fleshed out than it currently is known on the wiki, but yeah, Brothers in Blood does not condone torture.
No.
But
Also high.
Yeah, we currently have it a bit limited because the most information on the wiki is full canon. Right, everything on the wiki is fully canon, and that counts.
If we publish it, it's canon.
Exactly. So
you can...
a bit of the knowledge on specific races and everything, I have limited behind some doors, because even for instance, in a campaign, something changes. Right, someone says something that changes a bit of information. I might need to rewrite everything. So I like to keep it locked until it's actually said in a live show or in another way established, right? A short story, a live show, that kind of thing.
Like, things might change, like both of your party members getting controlled by a god.
Exactly, so I learned not to plan ahead a bit too much.
You can't really predict what's gonna happen to any of the characters.
Yeah, because that I enjoy that about the show as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of freedom in it.
It's a lot of freedom, very improv most of the time. And that's just... Yeah. It gets stories made very well.
Just to make this clear, everything on the player's side is unscripted, right? Everything the players say or do.
Oh yeah, we don't know anything. We know Jack, and we just go in there, do our thing, have fun, and that's the main... You know, it's also for you guys, because we just want you to have fun. And if we enjoy it, you'll probably enjoy it too. That's the whole... that's kind of what we aim for.
Yeah.
So... our DM might have a plan, he might have everything down to the T, and then we say something, or roll shitty, or roll very well, and then everything gets fucked up, and that's the fun.
Yeah, it's a bit of that's the fun in the show as well, yeah. But there's a couple different things I mean that's also important to establish here, because Eloria is mainly a thing meant for fun, right? It's a fun roleplay show. It's just a very... package made to entertain.
Yes.
So sometimes not everything goes as I'd like, but as long as it's entertaining, I don't really care. So I'm willing to rewrite everything and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's a massive passion project on my side, of course, because it's my massive world building thing and I'm working on everything and developing it. So sometimes I might retcon something or change something, that kind of stuff. But in general, in the shows, I'd like to give my players as much freedom as possible, since that creates a fun show and that creates surprising things, even for me sometimes, which means I might have to improvise most of a show.
Last week.
Last week was okay.
Yeah.
Most of the show was a massive fight that was pre-planned.
Yeah. We should maybe hop back to the fights, because, well, there's stuff got changed between the show, before the last show and the last show. Because we were set out to raid the Katik ship and break open the vault, get the loot, get out. That was the plan. Well, and things, we had a decent crew. Things should have been fairly easy. Things got changed a little bit, and you can enlighten us on that, because it was not such an easy fight as it was said, or which we had calculated it to be.
Yeah,
so,
because in the sky, in the previous show, the show before the last show of the last arc, they scouted, and the conclusion was that the ship would be easy to beat. But then, as I was prepping for what I was expecting was a closer show, right? Was a show to end an arc. Not in this way, obviously. But the whole thing was intended to either give the players a massive reward or give them something to work on. And in doing so, and in figuring out all the sides, in winning the fight, losing the fight, that kind of stuff, I came to the conclusion that if the players lost the fight, it would be the most interesting to develop. And at the same time, I thought that ship battles were not going to work in the format we were currently playing. Because the way we're currently playing works fine in a small battle, but in a massive fleet versus fleet battle, it very much falters. So then I had to, basically in a week, I had to develop a combat system for ship combat, and that was clearly, as might have shown a bit in the show itself, a bit undeveloped. But it also came out due to the way I estimated ratings and health and that kind of stuff, that they absolutely got ruffle stomped.
Oh yeah.
That was
we were not going to win that battle.
It was very much intended for them to either find an ingenious way to win it or get absolutely fucked. And, well, they obviously got fucked.
But in a different way.
bit of a bad few dice rolls, but generally I was quite happy with the way the fight ended.
Oh yeah. It was fine. Just I think it was just like having 2 control centers, 500 shields, which you can just block 5 free damage, was a bit much.
Yeah, the
it's something we're working out also behind the scenes. We're working on a new system that's better and more clear. That's clearer for us and for you. Yeah, and we're working on it.
The ship was the main Katik ship was a bit clearly like basically overpowered to say right. I was working a bit on that module system. I was very much enjoying it, so I figured to just throw it in there. But at the same time, I thought of, well, how powerful should a battlecruiser be in this case, or a dreadnought, or whatever, a massive warship, right? But in mind with the Katik sticking everything together, I thought that they should have 2 bridges, but that instantly broke the system of the way ships
and
work.
I think that what would have worked better if they had the 500 HP shield, but have their bridge be like 40 or 80 or whatever.
Because once
have different ships, different health,
you can start destroying parts.
Well, no, not necessarily, because they had those 5 like basically free tanks. They could just let the shields tank 5 shots.
Yeah.
So if the fighters rolled a critical, which would have been a 6 because they rolled a d6, and then if they were aiming for the bridge, they would just deal 6 damage to their 80 health bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because everything was 500 health, and I think that was a bit much because we couldn't get anything done. And I think if that was changed to have scaled down, and
have every modules have different health, right?
Yeah, and just have the shields be this big tanky thing, because that's fine.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. That's the point of a shield.
We could have been knocked off like 2 shield bars, then it could only tank 3, which we were doing because that was the most efficient way to beat the ship. But what we could have done is, if we had like the shields down to only 3 free tanky hits, then we could have focused our other shots on other places on the ship, and then it would have been more likely, if we were thinking about it, to win the battle. Yeah. Because now we just couldn't.
Yeah, there's a bit of a design work to do with
that. Might have been better.
What I'm probably gonna be doing in the coming few weeks in developing the new system and that kind of stuff, because that won't be done in a week.
No.
I'm probably gonna get the different modules, an established amount of information, and then build my ships from the modules, right?
Yeah.
Get it a bit of a modular ship technique, and then have the shields and everything, the shields, the engines, that kind of stuff, have those all separate. And then every part has its own health and that kind of stuff.
And this is also a good point, because this is probably the way we are going to handle our ships. So the ships on the enemy side, but also our ships.
Yeah, that's going to be all the ships.
if say we have basic engines on a, because remember, just to refresh everybody's mind, we were playing with a cargo holder. It was a decently equipped cargo holder in that, but was still a cargo holder.
Yeah.
So our engines were good, but not plated or shielded, and this is probably something that's going to correlate with the health on a ship.
Exactly.
So you might start with basic engines on a just basic cruiser for 2 people. Have basic engines, so they have 40 hit points. And then you might upgrade your engines because you want to go a little bit faster, but that will also, you could also upgrade them in hit points, so they will be plated and have 80 hit points and so on. And that's probably what's going to be the system going forward, because we did enjoy it.
Yeah,
that's
I
not
like
the point.
I like the module system, and I liked having different dices for different stuff.
Oh yes, it was
an enjoyable system.
Fun to do.
It needs some tweaking, and it needs some established rules, right?
Yes. So we'll basically be working in tiers, basically. So your basic, better plated than shielded, and we will make something up. It'll work. So that's what we're, just a little bit of insight about what's going on behind the scenes at the moment.
Yeah.
And what we're doing.
Otherwise, what more topics do we have right now, at least?
Well, I think we have plenty of things to.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
to discuss.
You can
just more think of what we want to discuss now.
Yeah, I was gonna be, because I noticed that Nebula seemed to be back, so I was wondering if he was actually wanting to get in or not.
Yeah, we might do that if he's gonna.
But I haven't seen a message yet, so I'm assuming
I haven't seen one either.
We'll just continue on for now,
and
we'll see when
that's fine.
That happens. Because otherwise, currently, the way currently physical combat works, right?
Yes.
The character. I personally like it, because it gives space to improvisation and that kind of stuff, and just doing stupid shit. But at the same time, I think having a way to solidly work with it, with just solid dice and the same bit of a modular system we have right now, I think that'll add a bit more solidity to the system, right? Have your own HP.
Yeah, but I also think, and this is something that is part of the fun package, is because in one of our test campaigns, you'll probably remember this, we were down on Juna, I believe, or H3, yeah.
Which one?
The sand planet with the worms.
The worm planet.
Giant worms. Yeah. And I was playing a character that I made for one of the pre-campaigns, just checking everything out, and checking for what players you would want to take to the show.
Yeah.
And I was playing my speedy character. She's basically a character focused on that she's fast. That's what defines her.
You're drag heavy Tinomali.
I'm a Tinomali that uses I use my nanoprobes to enhance my speed and just doing everything really fast. So that's something that was part of my character. And they were fighting in a hallway eventually.
Yeah.
They broke through a door. You gotta go fast. And we were fighting in a hallway, and I just rolled a die, and I rolled it 15, or just a high roll basically. And there were 2 enemies, and I because my attribute was that I was doing things quickly because of the system we have, and I just rolled a high roll.
Yeah.
And I absolutely murdered those 2 because I was fast. They were slow-ish creatures, and they couldn't really keep up. And then I stabbed one, took my pistol, shot the other dude.
Yeah.
And that's
Can we actually see what those creatures were exactly?
And they're the Cycloas, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Cycloas, yeah.
And so I think that just not requiring a critical hit or anything, just if your character is good at something and you do something that is very much your character and you just roll well, so a 10 or above or a 12 or above, depending on what thing you're doing. So if I roll quickly or that kind of stuff, you just roll well, that something goes well. And that's something I very much enjoy. And if you introduce a hit point system to that, I think it would take a bit out. Also, it would take the tension away from me.
Because you know what the damage you deal, and you don't know if that giant big guy is actually making a dent.
For ship combat, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's ship on ship, and it's 2 basic lumps of metal
Yeah, exactly.
battling against each other. That's
So-
fine.
What you'd like is a bit of a I think the way I'm gonna do it, because with this input, I think the best way to do this is to have, for the player characters, have a solid health bar,
Yeah,
and have the player characters have their own health bar, but work that into the old system, right?
yeah,
Because I like the old system as well, because it gave me very much space to balance things on
yeah.
the
And it
go.
also gives you room to visualize for the viewers what is
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, because
And
then
if you're
you
going to
can
work with
explain
health
things.
bars, you fall back into, it's very much they shoot at each other.
Yeah,
Okay,
it turns
one
a
hits
bit
for
too much
X,
into
one hits
D&D.
for Y, and it gets like just. You could also make a simulation in like Excel, and that would basically be the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It get boring. You lose the
Yeah.
fun visual aspect.
Yeah.
Your own visualization.
Hmm. And also, I can portray what I'm envisioning that my character would do if I roll well, or if I roll what my character would do, and then I roll, and then you get to like,
Yeah,
your
exactly.
character does that, or does it a bit better, or it just fails.
Exactly.
Coming up with, I'm just got a message that Nebula
Yeah,
is
I
here,
know.
so we
Just
might
finish
cut
your
after
thought
this.
and then we'll
Yeah.
transfer this.
So because I enjoyed envisioning what my character would do in that situation, because I'm thinking for my character. So yeah, I was doing something that would just jump off the wall, jump between the two creatures, stab them at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I get my enjoyment out of that, because it's just visualizing,
Yeah, alright.
and
I'm gonna
that's
go...
fun for me. So we'll take a quick.
No, we
2-second
don't.
cut.
We don't need to... Yeah, exactly. I was gonna do some cuts. Oh, that was... Oh, bad.
What did she do?
Right. Wrong transition. Right, now he's joining.
Right.
And we switch back
Timing
to
10
this.
out of 10.
And it's
Right.
beautiful.
I'm finally here.
Are we back? We're
This
back.
is what
After
we
some-
call... Yeah, we've never
Yeah.
been gone, buddy.
Oh, this is. Oh, I like
Good
this.
transition.
I am
I like that.
professional.
I had
That's
some
good.
trouble with timing with food, but I
Oh, I
managed.
need
That's
to
fine.
actually
You're
fix some
here.
shit because I now have a grey bar for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yes.
Let me go see if I can fix that real quick.
Oh god, it's there and everything.
Oh yeah.
Now it should be gone.
Yeah, we'll see in a bit.
In like, after stream delay.
Oh yeah, it's gone. It's fine.
Let me
Alright.
get you a bit bigger so we actually properly... This should be okay. Right.
Yes. For some reason my webcam is smaller.
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know if
God.
you've been following.
Yeah, I was fixing
Oh
it.
no, I haven't. I literally just got
Oh,
back
okay.
to my room.
So we were talking about how visualization in personal combat. So one
Yeah,
on
because
like,
we've
two
discussed
people.
the way ship
yeah.
combat worked and that.
Okay, yeah.
We're discussing the
So-
new combat system now. We're in the modular system, and like also what PvP.
Yeah,
Yes.
How we wanted to do that,
yeah,
because
because we haven't talked about PvP much. It's not...
no.
Yeah, okay. So so the conversation about still some shaving cream on my perfect. I literally just I went up, I shaved, and I'm here.
Okay.
It's
I
perfect.
Yeah,
haven't
that-
shaved,
So
but you
I
can't see the weapons,
nothing
too
to add
shitty.
to ship combat anymore. So also you notice the light not working there. It's perfect. Production value through the roof. Yeah,
We're
right.
doing so well. Okay, so what we were discussing is that I very much enjoyed our visualization of the combat. So what would our character do when faced with two other people? Because I was explaining that my speedy character, which you were playing the drone character, you were your drone
Oh
character.
yeah.
In the
And my
sun
speedy
planet.
character jumped off a wall, jumped between two people, stabbed them both, and that was very much fun to visualize for me, but also to then see what our DM would do, because I rolled
Yes.
well on that.
Mm-hmm.
So the visualization aspect is very much a fun thing to me to do, because I then really live up to what my character is and wants to do.
Yes.
And I was afraid that if we would also make that hit points, that it would be very much stale, and you do 8 damage, he does 12 damage, and then you get this boring
Yeah.
shooting
Yeah.
simulator.
You basically
Yeah,
turn
no,
it
I totally
into a
agree.
health bar fight, right?
So
And
we
you
are
lose
we are
the-
going to get health bars because our
Yeah,
characters
because
need
I was
some
thinking
education.
if you want to do this, I think we need to adapt the two systems and give
Yes.
give the player characters, give them health, because then you have a solid visual of how you're doing. But the,
Yeah. Okay. I can definitely see where you're coming from. But I personally am more inclined to say that we should keep the health system the way it is right now, or it was
for melee at least. For
for person
We're
to person.
just purely
For
talking
ship to
about
ship,
PvP.
I think that was great.
Yeah.
needs some
We have
tweaking,
discussed.
sure,
We have
but-
discussed that. So.
I think besides from the fact that the ship we're flying maybe needs more than 2 modules.
we have this.
Yeah,
We have,
no,
we're
the whole
talking about
modular
the
system is
modular
getting
system
some
that
fixes.
we're working on.
You've
that.
been over this,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But for instance, when we were in the last episode, when we teleported into the ship for hand to hand, or hand to hand, chainsaw to face. I think that worked really well.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be there like, this chainsaw just. Oh well, he's at 1 health. He's crawling. No, you tore through him, and he's on the ground now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that generally works better the way that we have it, not so tied down as you usually have with like D&D and all that, for example. I think that works really well. So it's more just
freeform.
Yeah, which I think really helps with the whole,
But the question
being
is
able
also
to be spontaneous and everything.
Yeah.
Instead of there being rules for everything, it's just kind of like, oh, well, this happened. Oh, well then, I guess this happens.
Yeah. But also, like, if we were, like, say, to have a personal shield, because I imagine that's a thing that exists, I'm just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you could wear a belt, and that'll give you a shield or something. I don't fucking know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Definitely not adding that. That sounds like a boring HP bar off.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not maybe something we would want to introduce, because it then gets into the hit point system, and that's a bit boring for hand to hand.
Yeah, in ships, I think the module system works. It needs tweaking.
Because, as I said, it's 2 lumps of metal in space. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. And
Yes.
what I could even do is hide the ship values until you properly scan a ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you scan, I can hide that behind the GM wall. Tabletop offers that functionality, so I could technically hide that stuff.
But then we would just, at every instance that we engage a ship, just immediately scan it. So that also defeats the point.
The purpose. So then you would always have that.
I mean, then again, that's what you would realistically do in a battle, right? You just go into combat and oh fuck, we see the ship there. Let's scan it before
Yeah, but let's keep in mind that Eloria is not focused on what would you do in
very
real
much
life, right? Eloria is very much focused on having a fun thing, a fun show.
It's the fun package.
So you pull out most of the boring bits like HP bar offs.
Yeah. Which is generally just like, it's an HP bar, sure, but when you shoot somebody in the foot enough times, he's not gonna die.
Exactly.
That's my problem with HP bars in roleplay generally.
And also, which HP bars don't account for, is that if you shoot somebody in the foot, he's not gonna walk very well.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you have an HP bar and you lose 3 HP, you're just kind of like, I don't fucking care. Why would I? I just lost 3 HP from my 160. So yeah, no, that's.
Alright, so the conclusion is basically we're going to give HP bars to the players to give them a solid way to actually... I think we don't even need to.
No, we don't need to, really.
No, we're just going to keep the hand-to-hand we're going to keep as it is, but the modular combat system for ships I'm going to develop a bit more. Get every ship part, get them a proper module, right?
Yeah.
Get all the modules developed.
I also think that we as players, especially us two, because we're working well together and we're working off of each other, and we're able to see okay, when somebody gets shot by a chain machine gun, that would probably kill him, or me, or somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not that difficult to visualize what would kill, what would harm, and what would lethally inflict a wound, or that's not that difficult to visualize.
Yeah. But talking about lethality. To just throw it
fatality.
Talking about shoving it over to a bit of a different topic, because I haven't caught your opinion on this yet. Were you okay with the way this whole thing, the whole campaign ended last time with just death straight out, right?
Yeah, because that was perfect.
I think
I gave a death. Yeah. Basically, I added a death roll thing, a bit improvised, a bit thought out before, but I wanted to add a way because most roleplay shows Most roleplay shows have kind of a plot armor for main characters.
Or you have a bleed out system.
Exactly. And I think
because
that's
that gets back to HP bars.
Yeah.
I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
To really quickly summarize my opinion on this, it's kind of like
you don't need to go
Hollywood versus anime. So in Hollywood movies, everybody has plot armor. Basically. You can walk through some stormtroopers firing at you. They're not going to hit you because you're too damn
because they're
important
stormtroopers.
Yes. Whereas in anime, at least the few I've watched, I was like, wow, I care a lot more about these characters because I know that they might actually die this episode, you know? Instead of, oh, okay, this character might die, but at the finale, right?
Yeah, it's switching between anime. Yeah. Some anime do have...
Yeah, okay, but I mean, from the few I've seen, at least, I really appreciate it.
Generally, anime have a bit less plot armor.
Yeah.
Also...
Which I think makes this live show a lot stronger, because you're actually like, oh yeah... a lot of live shows run really long with the same characters, and that can be nice because you get to explore the characters, but like, it feels a little bit lame when you're on episode 180 and like then the character, it just feels stupid if it dies then.
And also because I think that the fun is in the part that you don't know if you're gonna die this episode, and exactly. You know, as a DM, you know you have planned something most of the time, like just a general outline, but we don't have that information, and we don't know if we're gonna face something that might kill us, and that tension for us players is great.
I won't guarantee anything, but for now I don't have a plan to even give you anything of a script for anything.
No, of course not. But what I was the point I was making is that for us players, that tension is great to act upon. Yeah. Because we might be a little bit more cautious or a little bit more ballsy, and that might get us killed, or it won't. But that's
we're gonna keep the death rolls.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna get. We'll see when that happens. I'll need to add it to my GM things, but
I think a 1 in 4 chance is a bit much though. So maybe move that to a D6, so you have a 1 in 6 chance to die. That might be better, because a 1 in 4 felt a bit much.
Yeah.
It was like, do a death roll, and like the fact that both of us failed the death roll indicates the fact that the chance is a bit too high. Yeah.
But that was an amazing part.
To be fair, we did something really stupid. But
that's fine. It was just fun.
So you think the odds should be a bit lower?
Yeah, 1 in 20. I think 1 in 20 is a bit too low.
I was gonna say 1 in 20 is too low. So I was thinking if you have a special death roll, special dice to death roll, like a D10 or something.
Yeah, maybe have the one
in
be
10, maybe.
Yeah, 1 in 10.
I still think 1 in 10's a bit.
Or for me personally, I thought that there was a system that I played with once that worked with this way, where you don't have one death roll, but you have one death roll to get like severely wounded.
Yeah.
And then once you're severely wounded, every time you take damage, you do a 1 in 4 death roll.
Right. So
that
have,
kind of like,
so you get down,
because right now it's like you're alive, you're dead, bam.
But also
it was you're like really close to dying now. You're dead.
Realize, and I think this is something as a DM you would, or GM you would have to take into consideration, because we were fighting basically a god, an energy orb. It was basically a god. So 1 in 4.
You weren't even fighting it. You just grabbed it.
But a 1 in 4 didn't feel bad because it was a god or a high being.
Exactly. So the odds should be different for different situations.
Yeah. That's I think something that.
I think for this situation it was fine, but for like getting shot and stuff, it would be nice to have like 2 rolls at least, not like go from fully alive to just dead in like
1 in 20.
1
Yeah, of course. Normally that wouldn't happen, right? Normally you take combat damage, and at some point I'd ask you, all right, next roll you're gonna do is a death roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it anyway. Whatever you guys say, I'm gonna keep it that you can't re-roll those, because that's stupid.
No, of course, that's dumb.
And you're undoing your own character's death.
Yeah, which is basically cheating.
Yeah. On the topic of re-rolls, you guys had 4 now each campaign.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that's a bit much.
Yeah. I think 2 each.
You're just
like
rushing through them at some point because you hadn't had the time to burn through them, right?
I remember being at that point where I was like, this is an important roll, but I have 2 re-rolls left. Might as well. And that's not the feeling you should have with re-rolls.
I think 4 in total for us to use.
As a whole party. So even if you grew through a party of 3, just having the 4 re-rolls for all
I think 2 per player would be fine.
2 per player. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd like to keep them individual, because then you can make some egotistical re-rolls.
No, I was make the point that I would suggest moving them to being a party thing.
Because right now party thing.
It was too often that I was like, I'll use my re-roll on you, and it was like
So you'd say keep a party base of rerolls, and then
so I think that
every character in the party has 2 rerolls.
Yes, exactly, and they contribute 2 rerolls to a pool.
Let's say every player character, right? Because
every player character,
non-player characters. Technically, the way the rerolls work is, let's say God intervention from God,
divine
right?
intervention.
Divine intervention a bit. So it would be weird for an NPC to have a way to, except if you're especially gonna add a character that is a bit fourth wall edgy, it would be realistic for that character to reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also gonna make the point that I was gonna ask, like, because right now our character was like, in terms of like, you know, universe being powerful.
Yeah.
I felt our characters right now were somewhere in between like literal gods and like actual peasants.
But you have to remember.
I felt we were like nicely in the middle.
Yeah.
But the thing I was gonna say was, I think it would be nice to also maybe do some because this feels like a normal roleplay power level. But I think it would be nice to also do roleplays where we're like, maybe like literally just selling food on the streets in some planet, or like being slightly more powerful.
And I don't know, it's because I'm gonna throw this out there for like next arc, basically. And I would like our arc 1 to be a bit longer. This turned out to be great, like the shorter arc.
Yeah, but this was more of an introductory arc. Right?
Yeah, and introducing us and everybody.
Of course, an arc's gonna end as soon as the characters die. But I think I'm gonna keep that an arc. If we're saying we're doing 3 shows a month, because sometimes we miss a show, right?
Sometimes
if we're saying 3 shows a month, I'm gonna say every quarter year is an arc, right? So every 4 months is an arc.
I think that an arc shouldn't necessarily end with the character's death. I think an arc should end at a critical moment in the universe. Or at the player's death.
Yeah, of course, I'm gonna end arcs. If your character's still left at the end of those 4 months...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in those 4 months, I want to build up to something giant, have maybe in the last month some big tension over the 3 campaigns that continually works through, and that ends an arc, right? Or maybe you extend a couple campaigns, but generally aim at 3 to 4 months.
So maybe at like the end of an arc, a very important character like the boss of the mafia might die, and then we might be responsible for that, or we might not. I don't fucking know. And we would have to see that, but just a important thing within a universe, or our characters dying, that should conclude an arc. That's what I feel, because I would like for a character that we worked hard on for like a quarter of a year, maybe half a year even, to have that character be in the universe, and we might move on to somebody else, but still have that character exist and not necessarily end it at its death.
No, because I agree, because at the end of an arc, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna evaluate the characters at the end of an arc.
Yeah.
And then say if you want to continue with them or don't. And we might do that in this form, in a bit of a podcast, every arc 1 or maybe more, right? If you do 3 to 4 campaigns a month, that you do a one podcast a month. Maybe more on a different time, that depends. But that way you can format that a bit nicely. And so theoretically that means that you slowly as you get through more arcs, you add more characters to the universe.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're at the same line there. I think that's generally how.
The thing I was also gonna throw out there was my suggestion for maybe not per se having 1 character per player.
Yeah.
Like maybe having an actual party of a few characters.
I see where you're going.
The thing can end because right now it feels nice if characters have an actual chance of death. But if we have 2 players and both of them have a reasonable chance of dying in an episode, then you have a problem.
This is also something that we addressed, because I wanted to also says to you, we were thinking of getting a 3rd player in, which would still have the same problem actually, but it would be alleviate a bit more of
you'd pull out a bit
threat. Yeah. So, but it might be nice to have an NPC that you control and have that be in your party. Yeah. So if you were to die,
now, let's say one of us dies and the other one survives, right?
Yeah.
How do you continue?
The party is still kind of ripped for the
yeah, exactly. So right now the problem is, for instance, in the first arc, but one of the 2 characters get wiped. We have a problem.
Yeah. For instance, when we were in the starship and Chris was about to already did something really stupid, right?
Yeah.
In feeding the soul of or whatever the fuck he did. I was there and I was like, Well, I could right now. I could just, ask them for me to teleport it out, but that would just make it really boring. And it's also not what my character would have done. But if my character would have been, a little smarter and a little less invested in Chris, he might have just bailed out, and that would have not been interesting.
But in what way would you play that then? Would you both have multiple characters, or would you like some NPCs in your party that you work with?
No, I think I could play 2 characters. That would not be the worst.
Because
that's manageable, and especially.
And
this is something, and I will let you talk in a bit, but this is something that in D&D is very munchkin-y. So you can't really play 2 characters, because it will get very much, you have your sheet, you have your abilities, you have your strengths, your weaknesses, and that's very much munchkin-y.
Yeah, Eloria is a bit more wide.
This system, we talk through most of our problems, or we just do shit because our characters would do that and they are able to do that.
Yeah.
So we just do it. And I think that's easier to manage more characters in that way. And I think that if you get a group of characters, so we would have to do that in character creation, we get a group of 4, which we both control. You control 2, I control 2. And because we bounce off each other so well, it wouldn't be that difficult to handle another character, because the group chemistry would stay the same.
Yeah.
I also don't just with us too.
Necessarily need 2 characters per player. We could just have 3 in a party. And for instance, have Chris do 2 of me, have 2. And then if I die, I just take over one of Chris's characters, or the other way around,
Yeah.
I think we would be able to do that.
Yeah.
My only problem with having multiple player characters under a player, right? Having multiple player characters, is that you would I feel that you could get biased, right? If you take an action with your one character, your other character would quickly support that decision because, hey, you want to do this. Right? Yeah. So you lack the conflict between the characters.
Yeah.
And it would also force you to have dialogue with yourself, which as a GM you can handle, because anyway I throttle 50 characters, but as a player it's a bit weird, I feel.
Yeah, but I am okay with them being NPC-ish.
Yeah.
So have you be the characters, but follow a general outline.
Yeah.
I think the best way for me to do this, just in my opinion, would be to start with your 2 base characters.
Yes.
Through the story as the story develops, like happened with Henry, you add characters to your party. Maybe that was a bit of a stupid example, but the best way for me to.
The way we were trying to recruit Shapil.
Exactly. You're trying to build your party, and then actually building your party up a bit. So until maybe a limit of 4 or 5 characters.
Oh yeah, right? No, like a ship, like a crew to operate a ship. That'd be fine.
Because Eloria generally works with ships, it would be logical to have a ship worth of crew, right?
Yeah.
And then if a character dies, you can take over one of the NPC characters. I give you all the information I have, I give my notes, and then you become that character.
Yeah, I think
and then through the story you can slowly add another. But that way you keep very much your player identity, and you keep your player character, and you don't force yourself to have dialogue with yourself.
I consented to this idea.
Yeah, the adding NPCs that you throw into the party obviously won't be that dialogue heavy, right? There won't be main characters. They won't be central to the story, because as players you are the most important. So they won't have their own opinions until you ask them, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I think personally, I think this would be a really good idea, but I also think that if we pay attention to the fact that it's happening, as Chris already said, because it's not so munchkin-y and all, I think it would be more possible to handle 2 characters, actually fully playing 2 characters.
Definitely.
So I think it's possible, but I do agree with you that it would, create
also,
some awkward dialogue with yourself and all that. That's the main problem with it.
I want to reinforce a point that Nebula made, because building a character up from the ground is very fun to do. At least I experienced it as very much fun to do, and not maybe to start as a salad salesman, but on the street, but just have a basic character, which is not really much of an identity or a backstory, and just build the character through actions.
So,
that might be a very good first arc.
Right? Would you be interested in the first arc if I literally threw you in a character? If you didn't prepare anything, we didn't do a character creation thing, you literally get thrown into, hey, you're both cow dung traders on planet Zeta 3, and currently you're shipping about 3 cargo wagons full from your local small village where you collect your shite to the city. Good luck. That would you have that?
Just
or
building
would you like
our way up in the world or in the universe.
Think we could definitely try that. I think we should try that and then discuss whether that's better than character creation or...
I think, because in the way that we've currently discussed, I think the best way to actually test that system is to keep that on hold for now. We'll do a one-off with that system, a bit of a one-off show, an offline one-off show where we'll record it. If it's good, I'll throw it on the YouTube. If it's bad, we can always just throw it out. And then that way we can have at least the first story arc have your own characters that you come up with yourself.
Yeah.
And then maybe if those die or that arc ends and you want to change, we could try the other system.
Sure.
Right.
And I also would like, because I would like to ask chat if we have anybody. What's chat thinking about this? Like, what would you guys or girls prefer to see? Would you want to for us to create a character and have the backstory, or would you want us to create a character from the ground up? So I'm throwing that to you, and we'll see if we get any messages in, and then we can discuss those.
Well, we are waiting a lot to come in. I also want to, very briefly point out that I think it would be really cool to also do as Huib said just now, have a more low-tech or low-level character sometime. Like, for example, just be because I don't know if that's canon, but I read the short piece about the medieval, civilizations being in medieval. Okay.
The short stories aren't published yet. You can give some context, but keep it a bit.
Okay, but basically, we're assuming that there's enough planets so that there's species of all levels of development.
And we have this established. We have a reserve, a planetary reserve.
Yeah, the planetary reserve is established.
Yeah, that's established.
So I think it would be also really funny to play a character that for 2 episodes just lives there, right? And for example, just building boats and sailing,
You know what's
and
also
then at some point,
funny?
a ship with aliens comes and I think that would add a lot to the universe as well.
And also to reinforce the point, there is a character that's knight at a country somewhere in on one of the planets.
It's not an established character;
reserve.
It's a concept character.
But the concept character has this holy shield of I don't fucking know who, but it does fuck all because it's not something that actually. It's just a shield. What else did you want?
It's a big metal plate.
They think it is special because it is blessed by a god, or because they don't have the technology. And we're doing fine mostly.
Yes.
We have one ill person in our midst. He's literally in the middle.
This boy.
Guilty as charged.
That's ill boy.
You can probably hear it in my voice, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no. So
I took enough aspirin to be fine.
To relay what chat's saying is we have one guy called Red Guy. He's very red, and he's basically saying just build the character from the ground up. It's the most fun to do, and I agree. It's very fun to do, and I think that it might be very good to do in Arc 2 maybe, and just have Arc 1 be more just put in stone and have us actually know what we're doing. It is what it is. What it is. What it isn't.
Damn it!
God damn it!
No, don't you go there.
No,
don't you go looking for a better way to get out of bed instead of getting on the internet.
So we will probably throw that onto our.
I'm gonna say that we'll probably try the established system for a one-off, see if that actually works, and then for now we'll have you do an actual character creation. We'll discuss what you want with those characters and that kind of stuff in probably next week.
I also want to address something about character creation because we did jackal with our traits and our stats because we introduced the D20 to the whole system.
We're just to give you some information, we're talking about Project Eloria, a live show we run on this channel.
Yes.
The way we do that is by can someone I can hot post the wiki, I guess.
Oh, I already linked it. I'm just
but that's just.
Is it in the description actually?
No.
Oh yeah, there you
No,
go.
I haven't
because we're bad.
I'm bad. But we've run through Arc 0 until last week.
You can read
Both
this
our main
synopsis
characters
on the
died.
wiki.
It's a bit. We play using a modified fate accelerated system, so it's very much freeform. And it's a role. It's basically just a role
TLDR. It's a really freeform.
It's a freeform roleplay show.
It's a freeform roleplay show, sci-fi
in our own universe or Huib's
based
universe.
on the fun aspects of roleplaying.
Yeah, it's
very much
it's meant to
improv,
be
very much
fun,
about the fun,
quick, and enjoyable, not the
Yeah.
stats
Yeah.
of.
And a lot, like, very few, like, stats and, like, calculations and all that. It's just...
And this is why we were, I don't know if you were here for the HP bar discussion, because that's why we want to have those limited as much as possible, because HP bars get boring.
Yeah.
Because you'll get very statistical combat, and
Yeah,
we
it
don't
becomes a stat.
You know,
enjoy
you
that
get
as
the
much.
kill defeat syndrome, where you just, you know, as long as you keep shooting at the feet long
Yes,
enough...
you are
then
correct,
somebody
we are
will
all
die.
from the Netherlands. That's a very good guess.
Yes. I apologize for the accent.
I am very much not sorry about the accent.
I hate my accent, shush.
Yeah.
No, but for the character creation, because you said, Maxless, you said that you guys didn't use the aspects.
Yeah,
and
so
everything.
I wanted to explain that a little bit more. So we're since it is based on fate accelerated, we have these feats or traits, and we have points that we can invest to do things
Yeah.
better, because that's how the system works.
You want to burn that to the ground or actually use it?
You can fuck off, Red Pressure. I want to no. I think it's good. I think it's a good system, and it's very much it defines your character, what you want to do with it, who you are, and I think it's good to use. Oh, that's nice. Well, greetings to all of Scandinavia and Denmark.
Yes.
And thanks for watching the show and your input. But
We
I
appreciate
think
it.
yes, but I think that we should keep like the aspect part or your focus to what your character wants to do and what its general goal is, but have that more of an impact on the actual roleplay. So if we were to say you were playing Hotel Alpha Mike or Lord Squeak,
Oh yeah.
you had an advantage
I was
against
ham.
authority. But instead of when you're contacting authority, instead of rolling when talking to authority, you just are better at it. So they're more inclined to believe you.
Yeah.
So eliminate some of the D20 rolls out of the system, out of which is just a dialogue. So if you are good with authority and you have a dialogue with authority, don't roll for it. They'll just more likely to believe you if you tell the GM a good story, a believable story.
Fair enough.
And I think that's something that would work very well because of the system we're using. And just have your feats and aspect be something that impacts stuff that you're gonna do. So if I'm playing if I take, for example, my quickness character, she's general quick on her feet, and if she does something that requires speed, and she'll just be good at it, so she'll just manage to do it and not necessarily have to roll for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always enjoy having people roll.
Yeah,
for
I know.
Because if you roll, you
just,
can either do it really well or you can do it really shittily, and that always creates the fun aspect.
Yeah, of course it does. It's sci-fi.
That's
correct. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's
basically
basically what's going on.
I was going to make the point as well about because we technically assigned like strength and like swiftness and like flashiness.
That's
and all
bullshit.
that. I was going to say I would advise throwing that out because at some point we were like, oh right, this is a thing. Oh, instead of just hitting him, I'm going to forcefully attack him.
Exactly.
And we were like, I mean, but you're really just doing it for the bonus.
So that's also kind of my point to add to the whole visualization. If you do something that's very much true to your character, I think that's very. We are all just making this from scratch. It's all mostly.
We're making up the half of it as we go, and half is this guy.
Yeah. It's mostly in this.
I don't know if this is actually correct. Oh no, it's the
you should play the other way.
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah.
Not that guy, it's that guy.
No, remember your webcam's mirrored.
Yeah. I can tell by the way the Titanfall poster is actually readable on stream.
But it's also very much just us doing silly things and improvising things that we do and having to adapt the system to that.
Yeah.
So it's Thanks. Yeah, we are very much enjoying it so far, and thank you for the kind words. I hope you will stay and enjoy the shows.
Cheap plug, we're doing this every week. This time, this place.
We should be doing it every week.
Every Monday. Well, we have been. I mean, I'm here and I'm sick, so.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So to continue, I think that if you do something that's very true to your character, that should be rewarded, because it's something that not all or most people are able to do. So if you do something and you're like, oh, that's something that's so true to your character, just have it be. It's based on a D&D system that is based.
It's based on a system that's based on D&D.
No.
Very loosely.
We basically made it our own system.
It's based on Fate
now.
Accelerated, and it's a modified version of Fate Accelerated. And Fate Accelerated is a modified version of Fate, which is a modified version of D&D. So it's a mod of a mod of a mod of a mod, right?
And then we introduced the D20. We introduced
I was going
the
to say,
D20
what are
back
you
into
doing?
it.
But no, you're just.
I was smart enough to mute myself.
Yeah.
Good job.
And
boy.
because
I'm going to clean it up after the show.
Because we enjoy the D20 so much because she can critically fail, we introduced that back into the system, but we also enjoy the freedom of having it just be talky and be free and
very non-munchkin-y.
Yeah.
I should actually write down some established rules, but
you should probably.
I was also going to say, because the three of us have
hang them on, let's go.
Interesting schedules, let's put it that way. And some weeks we have like all the time, and some weeks we have like just this moment.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest maybe on non-Mondays do one-offs. Like very quick, brief, like day session.
But you weren't here earlier, but we've talked about other formats. One of them is a thing hosted by Chris or Maxless. It is its own thing, basically.
It is its own thing.
No, but one of them is going to be hosted by Maxless. That's the Tinomali Hunters. And one of them is going to be the one-off shows, and that's going to be featuring characters that might need some. But it's easier to explain to say that's a roleplay show inspired by a system inspired by D&D.
So basically, we're just going to call it Project Eloria, the system.
No, I'll make
basically our system.
I'll figure this out, but that's time.
Yeah.
No, but well, where was I going with my thoughts?
The one-off campaigns.
Yeah.
The one-off campaigns.
I mean, that's what the podcasts are for, to be able to chase nuts.
Yes.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I
And
think
not
we
have
should.
to be one.
I think we should do these just like as Huib concluded at the end of every arc, or if we feel something that we want to talk about happened, and then we can just do, instead of a live show, we do the podcast or whatever. This is
The
podcast.
podcast is still live, but I get your point. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but give space to do some different things.
And so I'm going to host Tinomali hunting missions for also introducing new players to the show, have new players introduced to the system, and that'll be very much fun. It'll be basically like Monster Hunter World, but different.
Mine's right above my head.
They're all below our cams. That's
We have very
above actually in this one.
Oh, they are above now. They're above now. Okay.
Oh god.
So if you want to refer to any of us, just use the title above the cams.
This is fine.
We all use our own names, or most of the time we use our actual names, but they are above the cams if you want to address any of us.
My name's complicated.
No.
What?
Oh god, that's very rad. Oh god.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, the background, because
this is my real name.
Yes,
like
his
there's
real
like
name is above
this
the cam.
thing right here.
Yeah.
It's not working, and so the background was very dark. But now this doesn't fix the problem.
It doesn't improve. No.
I'll fix it for next week.
And real names don't really matter, and we try to avoid them as much as possible. He talks about it. I don't. It's fine.
I really don't give a. He's Max.
I am he who is known by many names.
He's Maxless or Max. I'm Huib in every single way. Always.
Nebula.
Basically.
Always. When you hear the non-pronounceable name coming by, then you know it's this guy.
Yeah, but no, that's Nebula or Mischa. And that's Max or Maxless or whatever the fuck he wants to be named. I don't fucking know.
There's a reason my Twitch handle is such. Or
Did you already claim it?
I claim my other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
No, but
that's fine.
to throw to some other topics, because right now the one-offs So you were talking about doing them on a different moment, right?
Yeah, so having like the... the C is missing, but more or less you're there. What I meant is like having one main, like the main canon storyline.
Yeah.
And the talk about that on Monday, so that if you only watch on Monday, you can still follow everything.
Yeah.
Then having one-offs for just establishing the universe and fun.
Yeah, no, that's very much what we are planning to do. Yeah. That's
which I guess would be an acceptable Scandinavian name as well.
Yeah, it would
no,
be.
But that's So, but do you want to stream those one-offs? Would you stream those? You'd say, or would you record them?
Some could just be recorded and thrown up, and some could be.
I think it really, really depends on who we are playing with.
Yeah.
Because if us two are doing a one-off campaign because we want to establish lore for characters that we have played or are interested, we can just do that.
Yeah, because we can record stuff. But YouTube handles also Brothers in Blood, but there's not that much up on it. There might be like a tiny bit of VODs from Arc Zero, but I'm bad at uploading, so I'm bad at recording. Mainly.
Recording, I was going to say, the uploading part's not the problem.
No, but yeah.
On the subject of which, by the way, remember when we were in England, and we had this glorious idea for like, I don't remember what it was called.
Making the video for the vacation, that thing that you were gonna do.
Fuck off! I still might at some point, but that's not the point. When we were in Wales and we did the late night improv.
Well, let me grab my booklet. I have that stuff noted.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, I think it would actually be really funny, especially if we do it with that guy and the three of us, to just do that as like a separate show, but do the like improv one-off things, not in Eloria, but just like random outside of that. Because I also like that. Notes. We had a genius name for that.
Cool, thanks, Steve.
Thank you. That's really cool.
The Fate Improv here, with specific approaches and stuff.
Yeah, but we had like a ridiculously funny name for it. I think it was like improv and alcohol or something, because the two of you had a few beers and.
We were a bit. Yeah,
so basically Drinks and Dragons, but then there's something.
Yeah, we were tipsy and then decided to try and play Fate. That was.
It was actually a lot of fun for me. Because I don't drink, and so it was really funny. But
welcome back, I am Jelly.
Yes, hey, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, no,
we're just talking about a lot of shit you might not be able to follow.
Yeah.
I can't really find.
Apologies in advance.
I can't find the page right now, but yeah, we could do that. But do a late night thing.
Yeah, but like a late night, like one-off outside of Eloria, because that gives even more freedom to just do whatever.
So
just,
it'll just be in a separate universe or in a different galaxy, basically.
No, not even necessarily. If it's good enough, I'll just add it to the universe.
Oh yeah, no, sure. But like we can just fuck around, and that's...
Yeah, but exactly. That would be like even more freeform. Like just not have to worry about any random shit. You know, just go in, not even having characters, and just go
I would agree to disagree. I am Jelly. Dad jokes could be best jokes or worst jokes. They are both.
Yeah, I generally appreciate dad jokes though. And they're not banned, so that's good.
I mean, the thing I most appreciate is a bad dad.
Hey.
No, but we could do that, but remember that for that kind of stuff I stopped drinking entirely, so that would be...
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be with drinking, but
No, let's just have fuckery campaigns.
Yeah, just have campaigns.
A little bit later at night, probably, in the weekends.
You throw all logic and sense out the window and just do random shite.
Which probably would work better later at night in the weekends.
So for example, if we had a dude that had a phosphor gun, they would literally turn people into dust, which is very much overpowered and should actually not exist, but it exists.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just have random OP shit and, weird settings, and be able to do more easily do medieval settings or like prehistoric settings or whatever,
I stopped drinking because it's expensive, yo. I don't have the money for that. Jeez. No, but I mean, I'm still drinking shit tons of Coke.
Like surviving is expensive.
Please sponsor. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Eloria, clearly not sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero. Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm fucking it.
No, but
So yeah, no. I think we might throw it over to a break real quick for 10 minutes, and we are back at 9. That would be something I would be a fan of.
Yeah, sure. And then I'll be like that'll be my last half hour, and then because
that's fine.
Sure,
no.
so
I gotta be responsible with my
I
health.
need to actually pull up the shit to actually do a break.
Right.
So,
this was the Eloria podcast. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Chat, one thing. If you want something that you're thinking of right now and you want it off your mind and you want us to discuss it after the break, throw them out to us. We'll probably discuss them. If you have something to add to any of the points we made, please be free to put them in chat.
Questions, and objections are always welcome.
What do you think about the slavery or enslaving of souls?
Stop extending this. It won't be 10 minutes until 9.
It's fine.
We'll be back at 9.
Welcome back. We have this guy still along.
We're back. Yeah, I'm still alive. Against all expectations.
So, to get back to where we
left off.
Where did we leave off is the question.
Fuck if I know.
I think we kind of finished off the topic, didn't we?
So, I was told you had a bunch of sticky notes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have all the but that's not, most of that's not Eloria related.
Who will be playing which character next week? Well...
Mischa didn't kill someone, Mischa killed himself.
I got killed.
Mischa got killed.
We both got killed.
We both got killed.
I mean, you lost control of your character.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, what will happen next week is probably character creation. So we'll be both creating our new characters.
But that won't last the entire show. Probably.
No. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Fair enough.
We might even do that.
I mean, we killed people, but that's not the point.
We might even do that in the coming week, and then next week have the first act.
That might also,
We'll see.
We might do a different stream in which we create characters for like an hour, maybe 1.5 hours, and then we have the live stream next week, the live show.
For now, let's talk about your sticky notes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, the first point was actually, funny enough, Chris told me that there was apparently a different way to tear sticky notes, and that I was doing it wrong somehow.
Yes.
Please elaborate, because I'm intrigued.
So, I watched this video on YouTube, and everything that's said on YouTube is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
No, if you like take off, if you rip it off just bottom to the top, then it gets all curly, and
it does.
And the sticky
it's
stuff.
really annoying.
And the sticky stuff gets like a little bit like less sticky because it gets pulled off or gripped off immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take your sticky note and you take one corner and you move your finger to the top of the note, and then you like pull off the sticky. Yeah, so to the top and pull off the sticky one sideways. So pull the sticky stuff sideways from right to left or from left to right instead of top to bottom or bottom to top.
Yes.
And you take it off that way. 1, it doesn't curl as much, and 2, your sticky stuff keeps being sticky.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is amazing.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
This makes a lot more sense than I expected it to.
Okay, now let's actually talk about the live show again instead of sticky notes.
Talking about sticky stuff now. Sticky Stitch. It's space tape.
So we had to talk about the shitty sand planets.
Ah, yes.
That's something we had to talk about.
Very much important to talk about.
We had to talk about plasma being a thing, because we have to rebrand plasma because it's driving me fucking nuts.
Alright.
Let's talk about that first, actually, because it's driving me nuts.
That's fine.
How about we remove the entire word plasma from my vocabulary and replace it with antimatter?
No. We should then
that's better, but it's still not...
Red matter would be better.
Yeah.
How about we call it space stuff?
Spacey stuff.
That just sounds like we're 2 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we are 2 years old inside, you know.
No, but like, we either need to call it, because we have weapons.
Yeah.
No, you didn't miss anything yet.
No, we just had to talk about how to tear sticky notes, don't even worry.
Yes, we were discussing how to rip off a sticky note from a sticky note block. It's fine.
I know
how to do that? Ask Google.
But, so... No,
it's very important. The science of sticky notes is important.
It was the most important thing we have said all evening, probably.
That's false. False information. Fake news.
Oh,
We're not CNN.
You didn't ever say that it was fake news, though. Like, no.
But like, so to get back,
Yes.
We are talking about plasma, and how plasma shouldn't be the thing that we apply it to.
The way it is now is that everything that's like sci-fi material, it's plasma.
Yeah,
but this triggers the fuck out of me because plasma is like,
And also to go into weapons, because weapons and plasma go together most of the time, because we were using it as a type of bullet or a type of edge for a knife or a sword or a chain.
Which is not how plasma works.
Not how plasma works.
Maybe, but no. Yeah.
No. So
because plasma, FYI, plasma is what happens when you heat gases.
Yes, that would be stupid to make a bullet out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. It would be very hot, but it just wouldn't be effective, probably.
No.
I mean, it might be. No.
So we need to rebrand it into something else.
We need to have some sort of material that's like the dual end-all magic-y stuff.
No, because we have basic slugs, which are just bullets.
Yeah.
And bullets work in space, we know this. Which is actually true.
That's perfect. Yes.
And
there's actually oxidizer in bullets.
Yeah, and we have lasers, and lasers are just your general sci-fi
Lasers work also in space because...
Yeah.
Science.
Because light.
I'm not the one doing that kind of research, I'm in economics. I can do economics, that's about it.
And so... we need to have a higher tier of bullets, edges for swords that they can be applied. Like basically a 1000-degree hot knife with an edge.
I need to come up with a term that can be either used in
sort
bullets,
of sci-fi material.
Could I use a particle cannon?
Particles are
particle
fine.
Cannons, yeah, sure.
Particle cannons are fine.
You can't have particle.
You can't have particle swords.
I mean, okay, particle cannon by itself isn't like particles aren't a material. Like. No. Every material is...
Yeah, exactly. But that would basically turn all our high-tier weaponry into Gauss rifles.
Gauss rifles, but that's different.
Oh, okay, right. I was like, wait a second.
But Gauss rifles are different.
Yeah, plasma's stupid to use as a term, and I do it because I read a lot of sci-fi books, so I get learned that everything's plasma.
For me, it's slightly more triggering because I actually have to work with
Nebula and I are both into chemistry and physics, so we don't really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and since me being the GM and coming up with every term, it's stupid that I use plasma because it triggers 2 of my players,
which are the only players for now. So
Yes. You get the point.
And we just want to keep lasers and not plasma beams, because a plasma beam wouldn't make sense.
I mean, you could, but okay, for the record, when you say particle cannon, I think what you mean is railgun.
Yes, probably.
A railgun...
railgun is what you get when you put really strong magnets.
Yeah, I know what a railgun is.
Yeah.
No, we're not trying to figure out
how
to fire plasma.
Because
you can use magnets to fire plasma. But,
firing plasma is stupid, so we're trying to find the proper overpowered alternative of sci-fi space weaponry.
I mean,
you could also...
Firing plasma isn't stupid, it's just for very specific cases. It's not like, oh, don't worry, it's plasma.
Exactly.
Also,
which is the way I use it right now, so we need to
tempered knives, and tempered knives have an edge made of a different material than the knife because it just gets better at cutting stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we have materials and certain races that are very hard, that have a very hard outside, or they have the creatures would have shells and ships would have a hull or walls. Don't you fucking dare!
I don't have a
I
knife.
will slap you.
I lost my knife, so I can't even do the knife cutting thing. It's so frustrating. It's vanished.
Poof! Vanish! Bang! The dirt is gone.
Right.
I was gonna say that's a Dutch thing, I think.
Yeah, but we have to get an actual proper name for it now.
So we are now. Yes.
Should I just come up with a stupid sci-fi term that doesn't actually exist?
That would work.
To give it an handle, or could we say that we use railguns as our current?
No, but railguns are fine. Railguns can just exist.
But we have to make a distinction that we can't just call any technology blank. Like we have to be slightly more specific in the things what they are. I mean, railguns exist, but we still need some sort of overpowered material where spaceships are made out of, and
we're not talking about how a plasma gun or cannon would work. Because
we're talking about the practical use of it.
Because having a sword made with having an edge made out of plasma doesn't make sense. Because then
you should have to keep heating it.
You should have keep heating it, and also your sword would require a magnetic field. Yeah, good luck.
That would require a lot of charge.
That's feasible in that universe, but it just wouldn't be practical.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be practical at all.
So
You would just have to carry a
Whereas
backpack.
the plasma chainsaw I had in the end,
Yes.
that was a legitimate plasma chainsaw.
Yeah.
That was actually a
Because that would
chainsaw made
work.
with superheated, like extremely hot material on it.
And
So the
that
plasma
would work
chainsaw
because-
was proper. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
You
proper because
actually
it
did not
just
fuck
literally
off.
melted through like metal and stuff.
So you actually didn't fuck up. You actually made it right.
Yeah.
And also,
The plasma chainsaw was perfect.
and basically what I had was a plasma cannon, which also works
Yeah.
because you can just lob plasma onto a certain spot.
Yes.
So I was envisioning it as Zarya's cannon from
Yeah,
Overwatch.
that was my
Yeah.
thought behind
Yeah,
it.
and that would work.
That
The
makes
cannon
sense.
actually works. Because it is very much a magnetic field creating gun and that just lobs plasma, which works, technically.
That works perfectly fine.
So,
but when we're talking
I need to
about
get in.
hyper
Yeah,
material,
so
then
just like Marvel has their vibranium, we need to
Yes.
yes.
have a compound that's comparable to that isn't already copyrighted by someone else,
Exactly.
Or like adamantium.
and
or
not just take a
things
term
like-
and stick EM behind it because that's
I know.
stupid.
So basically, it's going to be very rare, or it's
It's
going to
unobtainium.
no.
It's actually very hard to obtain.
No, it's actually not going to be very rare. It's going to be quite common because
Yeah.
Quite
we have a
common,
lot of
Ian.
weapons that use it.
Quite common. We have a lot of weapons that use it.
Well, yeah, we are trying to find an alternative use for plasma than just shooting plasma from a gun, basically. But also swords, because swords or
Yes.
knives are very much a good weapon in this universe, because the material they are made of are very hard and are very they can
Sure.
cut with ease through
Yeah.
things that we could not cut through today with a basic knife.
Also, in like when you're actually in ships, then guns aren't always the practical choice.
No, inside the ship would not.
Because
like, gun is not
surprisingly,
the end all
It's not
be
the
all.
best idea when you're in a corridor and the edge of a ship, like you know,
Well, yes and no. Red Pressure would not very much be a good idea because we know him. We know him very well. And we would refer to him every time we say that.
Oh god, I am breaking my
Okay,
nerve.
so here's the point. When you are in a spaceship, imagine this being the wall of the spaceship. You're here. This is a vacuum. Shooting this way might not be the best course of action.
No. And so we would have to. Oh, I know what we could make it out of. That
Spoilers.
wouldn't be very
Vacuum can
realistic.
kill you.
I
In
was
like a
thinking of
minute.
Jalaris.
Jalaris.
Jalaris works.
Just
It could work.
throwing a term out there.
It just has an annoying pronunciation to
Just
it.
let me look at my words
No,
and
it's
things
fine.
that I can. Do I have something? I have Zentix, which is spaceship fuel.
Yeah, something spaceship fuel.
I have
so that wouldn't be really.
Technit.
Zentix sounds like a company that would make sticky notes and like
No,
ballpoint pens and stuff like
Semtex
that.
sounds like an explosive.
You have Zendos.
That, or
Zendos
somebody
is,
who makes office supplies.
Zendos is a cargo ship producer. I have that. I don't.
Zendos
Fine.
could work as a
Can
material.
we just retcon Xandos as a ship producer, or is that
I
on
don't
the
know.
list?
Is it already on the wiki?
I don't know. Let's find out. But let's find out.
Zendos.
Damn it.
Zendos is in the ship list. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay,
Welcome to
so we
Project
can look at
Eloria, where half of the show is arguing about whether or not something already exists.
that.
This is the podcast. This is the
This is the
intention
podcast,
of it.
This is
Yeah,
not the live
fair
show.
enough. The live show is not like this. The live show is, well, I know it's hard to imagine, but the live show is slightly more organized.
Yeah,
Slightly.
because we actually know what we're. Okay, we don't know. but
Slightly.
We slightly know what we're
I
doing.
mean, so
Very slightly.
I need to come up with a. I'll sit on that, and I'll introduce the
okay.
term as soon
Sure.
as it's actually relevant.
Yeah, that's fine. Then
Okay.
I was thinking, like, what's the most insignificant atom I could think of? Which would be bromide. Because it just does fuck all in
Yeah,
our periodic table.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you actually, in sci-fi science, if you fuse that with another thing, it suddenly
Yes,
becomes
exactly.
a very
Yeah, you
useful
could
thing.
just have an alloy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You just make an
Because
alloy of bromide.
I would.
What's
I think,
what's currently the strongest thing we have right now?
well, in our universe?
I mean, depends on what you
On
define as
Earth.
strongest.
What would
If
would
you make a
define as
sword out of it, what would hurt the most without breaking?
carbon
Uh,
fibers.
It would
Carbon
really
fiber.
depend.
Carbon
but I think
fiber.
carbon fiber would be your best bet.
So if you have
No,
a fusion
actually-
of bromide and carbon fiber for some reason,
Yeah. that would
Bromide
work.
carbon fiber. Okay, sure. We'll go with it.
No,
but
no,
that
we're
would
not
break
going.
your
we're not-
sci-fi shit. That would still be fucking with your.
Yeah,
No.
that would still.
No,
we have
no,
to have
it's
something
fine,
that's
though.
so beyond like what we are now in science that I don't get it confused.
Yeah, okay, that's
So
fine.
I just need to come up with a weird sci-fi term and say, hey, it's a material that we haven't discovered.
Put anium behind it.
No, I don't like anium. It makes everything sound so stupid because, metal plot device.
Metal plot device anium.
Humans aren't even there to put anium behind shit. They're dead!
No. Well,
Fair enough.
everybody except for like 3,000 of them, so yes.
Couldn't we have everything from Earth actually be called anium, though?
Yes. We
I mean,
could.
we
Can we
literally...
just have the metal be called anium? Just nothing else, just anium.
No, that would be stupid, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And also,
Right,
that's
listen
probably
up. Listen
used-
up, you shitters. Here's
Oh,
my
God.
idea, yeah?
Yeah.
In the collapsing of Earth,
Yes.
the core of the Earth, which
is solid metal.
we currently don't know what metal it exactly is.
It is iron.
It's
though.
iron?
We know it is
It's mostly
liquid
iron.
Liquid iron.
In the explosion of said Earth,
Liquid.
Yeah.
that got the iron in the core of Earth got
Yeah.
compressed so much.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's already
Also-
closing his
also-
No,
eyes.
I'm considering this. You're supposing
No,
nuclear fusion.
Just to
This is
imagine,
possible.
like, just the thing. Here's the thing, though. It should be made out of something that is a atom in our known universe, or if we want to just make something up, because
I
everything
don't
in our
even need to
universe.
explain what it's made out of. I can just give you a
No.
name.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because everything in our universe is constant. All the atoms so far that we have discovered are constant throughout the universe. Elorium! Fucking done it!
Yeah, Elorium.
All right.
Thank you! Elorium! Thank you very
Elorium.
much.
I would advise
Yeah.
writing it with an E though, but
Yeah, Elorium. It should be
Elorium?
Elorium then.
yeah, Elorium.
Yeah.
That makes
Elorium.
most sense actually.
Hello, this is Project Eloria, and I'm introducing you to Elorium,
Elorium!
our totally non-sci-fi material
Oh,
that's
God.
clearly overpowered in every single way.
Because it should be common. That's the point.
Yeah, it's
I
common
was
as
trying
well.
to make. It should be common. So Elorium is going to be fine. That's
Sure.
such a wonderful
Let
suggestion.
me throw that into my notes.
Yeah.
Notes to
Yeah,
self
I like that.
plasma
Thank you, red guy. That's a really red
is
name you came up
now Elorium.
Yeah, write it with an actual E.
with. Yeah.
Fix this shit on the wiki blocks.
You just find and replace plasma with Elorium.
Yes.
That's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna search. I'm just gonna search plasma, and every time I see it, I'm just gonna change it.
I mean, not in
No,
all the cases,
because-
but in
No.
most cases.
Yeah, and
Most
that's
cases,
exactly
I know.
that's the point. Because
No,
it
but
could be
currently
it could actually be
the only place that's actually mentioned is on the gun list, and
Yes.
on the gun list it says with I think here on a rifle it's a. I need to find this shit again.
Could we also abandon? Can we also retcon the phosphor cannon, because that's bullshit?
That's
Which is
on,
while we're on the topic.
it's on the wiki.
Change
Which
it to
means
an
it's gonna-
Elorium rifle. Elorium has many mysterious properties.
Okay, just gonna call it Elorium TM, trademarked by Red Guy O.
Red guy.
Red Guy 0.
Alright.
Just note it under.
Alright, because this shit's
Just make
recorded.
a separate wiki page
Elor-
for solely
No,
for Elorium.
let's do this like this because this is recorded and gonna go up on the
Yes,
YouTube channel,
it's
so
already
it'll be
recorded.
established. Elorium was an original idea of Red Guy 0 that we're totally stealing right now.
Also, we should probably rename it like the phosphor gun, or I don't know what it's called actually. You have the weapons list, so you can look it up. And we should just call it an Elorium rifle, because then we could give it the properties that you could load it with, like bullets that's made out of Elorium and phosphor, because that wouldn't trigger anybody.
Elorium
That's
phosphor
fine.
rifle.
Elorium
the
phosphor, right?
PHS, the PHS, an XNO PHS, the pistol
Yes.
with phosphor rounds. You want to rename that to the phosphor?
Elorium.
Also, I think
Elorium
for next
rifle.
week, or for next time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we might want chat in the video so that when you're watching it back, you actually have chat as well.
Yeah,
It's-
that might be
it's-
something to do. If we can do that, that would be good. But we're reading the messages anyway for now, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
True. Okay, so I think we can go to the next
Yeah.
point now,
I think we can just close this because that's
which is discussing. It's kind of, it has something to do with the last discussion point,
yeah.
where I'm totally fine, okay? with everything like nebulas and like distances and vacuums being totally unrealistic.
Yes.
Okay, I can accept that. That's something I can just... But we have to acknowledge right now, okay, when we say nebula, we don't actually talk about nebulas we know in current science, it's just something else.
Well,
in my mind, a nebula,
in
the way I implement it in the universe, is literally a mist in the universe. Right? It's mist that you're flying.
It's your definition of mist, but sure, we'll take it.
Like the way you have mist on Earth,
you know,
diminished vision, tougher to see through.
Okay, sure.
Shit.
We'll take it.
We have to mention though. We have to mention this. A nebula should be statically charged, because that would trigger me less. Because nebulae are statically charged.
Yeah, but the ship shields automatically diffuse it. So if you go EVA in a nebula, you die. Would that make you happy?
We can teleport people out of their ships into nebulas.
Yes, you can.
Oh yes.
That means that would be a possibility.
Or when you're fighting close to a nebula.
Let me make this note. Let me make another note.
Because they should be, right? That's physics. They should be statically charged.
Can I keep the space mist?
Oh sure.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
We can keep calling it nebula, but we just have to accept that nebulas aren't actual nebulas.
No, we can call it space mist. That's fine.
No, that's a stupid term.
That's a stupid name. I have to agree with Huib. I'm sorry.
But like, a nebula is just a cluster of densely packed particles, which are most of the times positively.
No, but if it's densely packed, isn't it space mist?
Yeah. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll just call them abulas.
No. I like how your name is also Nebula, so you're basically a statically charged space mist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm the remnants of a dying star, but yeah.
Yeah.
Take random words and put an E. No. I have a lot of terms and things that don't have an E. Start with an E.
Also, except for the fact that nebulae are formed out of
supernovae. Is just one of the companies. We also have Logan, and PT3, and MechTech. And Silverhawk.
To be really nerdy for a second, like nebulae are formed out of supernovae, right? But they also become stellar nurseries, or they can be. I
don't actually know the English terms for this, which is a problem.
I'm dying. Help!
Send help.
Let me mute.
Put it in chat, and I'll try to translate. Put it in like DC.
No, it's fine. Oh god, Huib is really dying.
Yes. This kills the Huib.
I fixed my shit. Now I'm no longer dying.
Good.
Right, and the last point we had to discuss, which is actually a thing that makes sense, is an irrelevant discussion. It's not like some anal buttfuckery. I don't know. You get my point, anyway. Which is communication.
Yes.
Which we had a discussion about, but we didn't quite settle on anything on the one before last time.
Yeah, what was your problem?
The problem was
not my problem. It was establishment. But my suggestion would be
there is shit named after other shit like Easter eggs, but you haven't found them yet.
So one of my suggestions would be that there are you can have tiny wormholes in your ship, in your ship's computer. There's just a tiny wormhole that goes to one central place where a whole lot of tiny wormholes from other ships go, and they're basically your phone company. So you buy a tiny wormhole from a company.
Wait.
Question. How the hell would you discuss illegal shit?
You have special companies that don't get monitored by governments.
Hang on. You're trying to tell me that we were triggered by the fact that we are calling things plasma and nebulas, which aren't, and that you don't get triggered by having a miniature black hole as a communication system.
Oh, did I say black hole?
It's a wormhole.
I meant wormhole. Because wormholes could totally work.
I'm just gonna say, listen. We currently work with radio, right? We send shit up to things, and then
we have radio waves.
Yeah, but the radio waves go faster than light, so.
No, my parents are not of Asian descent. Well, technically.
He's a fake Asian.
Yes.
I mean, he just has a fabulous mustache.
That too. No, my how do you call them? I don't flipping remember. No, my roots go back to Romania though. and they have these traveling groups of travelers, and I don't know what they're called, but
Gypsies.
Gypsies, thank you very much. So my roots, like way far back, my roots are in gypsies. So yeah, that's where I got my black hair and everything.
I also have black hair, but I'm just full.
I have slightly
Dutch.
blondish hair too, but that's because I put bleach in it. Or I didn't, but you know.
The hair drank bleach.
Yes.
No, but back
And
to
it died bolts.
what the fuck we were talking about.
God damn it.
Can't we just
Communication.
have radio stations like almost like satellites which relay communication?
Yeah, no, but the point isn't the range. The point is the speed.
Yeah, range. The point is speed.
That's the problem.
Because-
Because radio waves only travel at the speed of light,
We
Yeah.
don't have anything
which is
in our
rather
known
slow
universe.
on a cosmic scale.
We don't
Yeah.
have anything in our known universe that can travel faster than the speed
Have
of
I
light.
currently established that there's instantaneous communication from one point to another on large ranges?
No,
but it would be a problem if there wasn't. Or like, if there wasn't
Why?
anything faster than light speed, then you'd have to wait. You know, I'm saying the time it would take to get from a signal from a galaxy to a galaxy would be a few years.
yeah. So we need to
Or
establish.
from a solar system to a solar system.
We
No,
need
because
to-
the way we travel, right? We
Yeah.
work with
with a realm ripper.
a realm ripper,
Yes.
and is it not
Because you
logical?
can have a drone carrying your signal
Yeah.
go through that. Okay, that makes sense.
What you have is you have in every star system basically you have one central
Yeah.
communications relay. All communication goes to that relay. That has a
Yeah.
drone center that sends out drones
Okay,
that
yeah.
go through a central communications point, probably in the alpha sector.
Probably.
I
yes.
need to write this down because Jesus,
you
this is going to
do.
get complicated.
Not if you have, but if you have illegal shit, then no.
We can
But-
just no, but it's fine. We can just have it that way that every ship has a little drone on board that
Yeah.
can
or like a set
establish
of drones.
can establish a link between two ships, have it there through subspace, have it be like go through the layer of whatever space we are calling
Mhm.
that,
Yeah.
in
And
which
you use
can
radio
travel
if you're close
very
by,
fast.
which makes
Yeah,
sense because
of
then
course.
you can have instantaneous communication.
Yes.
But for long distance, you need to send letters or emails.
No, we can fix that by having every ship having a drone on board that can rip space and then establishing a connection between two ships.
Yeah, the only problem
That's
is that
fine.
in order
No,
for this
that-
to work,
but-
you need to know where the other ship is.
I'm gonna say if you want this on your ship, you need the other location of the other ship, which is not that difficult. You can have locational coordinates basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, but they update slower. They update at the speed of light because the signal needs to reach.
Yeah, but
So
you can send. Yeah, I guess, but you can send that to the general communications relay and communicate that way, right? But basically,
okay, yeah,
the universe isn't our technology
Yeah.
isn't developed enough to have basically a video call or something
Through
for
subspace.
longer than basically a solar
okay.
system.
yeah.
And
okay.
that's probably one of the things that the Hemels are working at, right?
They're probably developing it. Yes.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Right. So those are the 3 points I had to clear up from, like, you know.
Didn't you have like more?
Yeah, no, but those were the 3 science things I had to.
Okay.
clear
Those
up
are your
because-
science frustrations about me just
Yeah.
coming up with
Yeah.
random shit and then not having figured anything logically.
Yes, this is something that people will discuss in the live shows because it's very relevant. Actually, communication is a very relevant thing
Yeah,
because
but
there is a lot
For
of
me to
traffic.
actually say how you communicate, we need to first have properly established
Yes.
how you actually do it.
And which
Yeah.
is also why we're doing this, because then we can establish things and it will just be.
Now basically the podcast is to discuss, talk about it, throw in different ideas, and then in the live show I just say, and whatever I say is law, basically.
Yeah. So, but
yes,
now
it
that
is
we
very
know
much
how
relevant.
communication generally works, we can, it's nice to have that established in the universe.
Yes.
And then I had 2 points, which you have to enlighten me about this because I wrote them down and I have no idea what the fuck this
I
is.
just mentioned them, and I think I'm gonna like remember. So.
So the first thing is glue versus wax guns. And I'm so confused by this.
I mean, I have a
Huge
wax gun
risk.
right here.
Oh, it was. Oh yeah, I remember.
A wax
Oh,
gun
God.
heats
I
no.
don't.
A wax. I mean,
Well,
yeah. Live show is when
Yeah.
we really play the game.
Yes.
But out of Eloria, a glue gun heats up, gets to a higher temperature than a wax gun, melts glue, and then you can emit it, right? A wax gun, which is what I have, you put in wax cartridges, and it gets to a lower heating temperature, because if you heat up wax too much, it doesn't dry quick enough, so you can't properly seal it.
Okay.
That's the glue versus wax gun.
But in practice, it makes no difference, right?
It makes a lot of difference, because if you put a wax cartridge in a glue gun, it gets too hot.
Yeah. Sure.
If you put a glue cartridge in a wax gun,
it doesn't
heat up enough, so it won't output the glue.
That's not hot, you know?
Fair enough. That's the only time when it actually matters.
No, but so that's... I don't know why you wrote that down.
I don't know, it came up for some reason.
I know, because actually Nebula made a point of it, because he didn't know why it would matter in any way, shape, or form. And then we were...
I am the dungeon master.
I
am the game master, yes.
He is the game
master. Because we have no dungeon. I mean, not structurally.
Well,
we call it
don't
GM,
always go in a dungeon.
We call GM Game Master.
I think on the actual overlay, I'm Space Lord.
Yes.
I'm basically God.
He is.
You should do that, not God, just basically God.
Basically God, Huib.
But Space Lord is fine.
No, but people might get upset about that, though.
Yeah, no, but I am the game master.
And because we don't necessarily want to put God in there, because people might fall over that. And
we don't want to discuss religion. We have our own religions. No, but
isn't that in the chat rules actually?
I think it is. I'm not sure.
I think it is.
No, but the other thing.
Yeah, shitty sand planet.
Oh yeah.
Why was this a thing? I don't follow.
No, because we were discussing how a planet full of rocks was having sandstorms.
Oh right, yeah, because there's no water, and so it makes no sense.
No.
I mean it does actually. You can still have differently heated areas, and so there could still be wind, but.
Yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want. My main intention is
leading
enemy
or something. Yeah, his point in life isn't to make life miserable.
Yeah, but I'm the narrator, right? I set up a story for them to go through, and they take actions, and I adapt the story that way.
To make it really meta, we are just pawns in a story, and he is reading from that story.
Game of the universe.
And our characters
had a really strong will to do whatever the fuck the game master doesn't want them to do.
And our characters don't know that. We do, our characters don't, which is a very important thing to know and keep in mind as a player.
For instance,
I'm not a player, remember?
My character did something I would never do, but my character was
the NPCs.
Like, totally.
Special the NPCs. But I might play a character that is very much a hunter or a dick. I'm not much of a dick most of the time. Sometimes I am. I'm admitting that. Don't worry about it. But no, my character might be a headhunter. So he might, or he or she, I might play a female character. And he or she might kill for fun. I wouldn't agree with that. And I wouldn't actually do that because I'm not a murderer. And
I would say you're not a psychopath, but I think the jury's still out on that one.
I'm a sociopath, not a psychopath.
I'm a highly functioning sociopath. Exactly. Learn the damn difference. Yes.
Why are we discussing the science of specific items in the game? Because it matters to us.
Yeah. We're nerds.
We're nerds.
Because I say random shit, and I'm very much... I haven't really done any, like, chemistry or all that kind of shit. I dropped instantly as soon as I could, right? So I don't have any knowledge in that basis. So anything I say that pisses them off, those two, they tell me about it in things like this. We can discuss it and I can change it if necessary.
Because we are very much, Nebula and I are very much into physics and chemistry.
We're thorough.
Oh yes, very much so. We are
now let's get to the actual topic. Your problem with sand planets.
So my problem was with having basically an asteroid, just a big lump of rocks in the middle of space, having sandstorms.
Which one was this?
This was the one Oscar was on.
I don't remember.
Because the first time you said that it was a sand planet, and then it was a rocky planet. The one Oscar was up where we came to drink tea.
Oh yeah, that bit.
It was a sand planet, which would have
That's a
been
mistake
fine.
on my part. It
And then you
wasn't
changed it
supposed
to a
to be a
rock
sand planet.
No, but it has sandstorms.
It
As a rock
shouldn't.
planet, that wouldn't make sense.
It shouldn't have sand.
I mean,
That was my fault. I was in my notes. I had both a sand planet and a rock planet
Okay.
for 2 different characters. I got confused, mixed them up,
Yes.
and
That's
so
fine.
basically he lives on an asteroid. It's clearly made of rocks.
Yes.
Okay.
So
There's
we're
no
gonna-
sandstorms.
You
That's
can have
shite.
sandstorms though,
Yeah,
definitely.
you can have
that's fine,
sandstorms
but,
because
you know.
erosion makes sand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you could, but so Huib is the writer, Nebula and Maxless are advisors when it comes to physics, and I'm here to make you laugh. Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Also,
I mean,
we are trying to,
I attempt to take your role, but I just generally.
and we are also trying to make you laugh and entertain the audience.
That's
So
that's also kind of the point here, yeah. But
Yeah.
you know,
and we're just having bands in
And-
the podcast, especially.
there is
The
only one
podcast
running
is
joke
banter.
you need to know, and it's that the
The
production value
podcast
is
is
through the
banter.
roof.
Yeah.
I made a layout. All right.
You made it. Yeah, this
I
actually
actually spent
Production
time
value
making a
through the roof.
layout.
Yeah.
Well, my roof is like really flimsy. I could punch a hole in my roof.
That would be a
but-
bad idea.
My room like this works fine. When I tilt the camera down like just like a few degrees, and you see what a mess it is. But like this, it looks fine.
And yeah, no,
It's
this
not
is very
that
much.
bad.
This is very much different.
Your
from-
room isn't. My room is.
mine. But yeah, no, we're that's thank you for the compliment. I'll
Thank
take
you.
that as a compliment. But yeah, no, the live show is generally more ordered, and we are structured, and we are going through a story. So we are playing our character and the story, and not necessarily having banter. We are having banter, but not as much.
This
as
kind
we're
of
doing
stuff
now.
you don't
Yeah.
want in the live show because it holds everything up. As
Yeah.
such, we do
Yeah.
it on a separate occasion. It's a bit unfortunate for you to drop into this instead of the live show.
It gently eases him into the live show.
Yes.
Exactly. This is just stupidly
It's actually
talking.
alright.
When we actually get committed into a serious story, it might be more interesting. Just
Yes.
saying.
Lore-wise,
I think
that
that
is.
will be my call.
That will be your signing off point.
Yes.
Alright,
I
then
don't
we
know
need
if
to do
you're
a
going to
quick
be continuing
transition.
or.
Let me
I
actually
think we're gonna
properly do
talk-
this.
Wait, no, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. I'm not gone yet. Are you going to be
Alright.
continuing without
Yeah,
me?
I think we will. I think we have some.
Okay.
some
Alright,
stuff
so
to
before
talk
he leaves, you buddy leaves,
Yes.
plug your shit.
about. Yes.
Okay. I'm working on a music channel. It's going to be great. I have music. I just didn't upload anything to it yet. Oh god. Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't upload anything to it because I got sick, which wasn't in the planning, but you know.
We are writing this down. Don't worry, we have a wiki. You could actually contribute to the wiki. So if you're like feeling we missed something or you want to
Yeah.
write something on it, you can just you can actually change it, and then it's written down, and then we can actually check mark it, and then
I'm
it'll
also
be on there.
recording this, so I'm gonna
Yes.
go
So-
after through it and just get all the notes.
I hope to see you all later. It was jolly good
Have
fun.
a nice
Yeah.
day.
I mean, well, yeah. Okay, anyway.
Being ill.
I hope to see you maybe on my YouTube channel or otherwise next week at. Well, I mean, you're probably going to do the plug at the end, aren't you?
Yes,
yeah,
we
okay,
are,
very
and
good.
also we
Well,
might do
then
character
anyway,
creation. So
It was good. It was good seeing y'all. It was jolly good fun. Thank you for watching. This has been Mischa. I'm outie. Yeah, can I?
Yeah, you
I
can.
go?
Go. I fixed it.
Oh.
Seamless transition. Production value. I
Oh,
was
that's
prepped for
very
that. I'm
fancy.
so glad I was prepped for this.
Yes, I am very glad this actually worked out. That's amazing. 10 out of 10 transition. Yes.
All right. So now to get
Yeah, I think we should discuss some more because we were having a good bounce, but let's go back to some more gameplay. I think gameplay aspects because I think that's also very
that's
good
an
too.
important thing to get established.
Yes.
I need to get myself.
Yeah,
a
good
freaking-
night, Nebula.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a bloody 5-minute break because I need to pee
Okay.
real bad and find myself a pen.
All right, you go do that. Red guy, I don't know if we're transitioning yet. Red guy, if you have
I don't know.
anything you would like you have something that's like sci-fi or something that you have that you would want to put out there, just or
Yeah,
any
so
questions
we'll be back
or
in.
remarks.
I have my little notebook thing. This is all my bullshit own lore. And everything in the wiki is gonna get separately put on the wiki. We just
And-
put that on the wiki, but
We have a rule: everything that is said in a campaign at the live show is lore, unless it's like really conflicting with what we have established, then
I can
it's not.
retcon anything I want, but
yes.
generally, if it's set in a live show, it's canon.
And with that, we're gonna go to a quick 5-minute break, I guess.
Yes.
Alright, see you in 5.
Righty-ho.
We're back.
Am I back? Back to
Back on
discussing
track.
stupid shit.
Yeah, so as we said before the break, more gameplay features, I guess, or something along those lines.
Yeah. Let me just grab my sheets back. Because me taking notes is a big part of me not having to listen to this shite again.
Yes.
So, what were we on about?
Well, just general lore, gameplay, whatever.
Yeah,
Doesn't really.
No specific topic right now.
No.
So what is also important to get figured out?
Well. Yeah, no. Good question.
Yeah.
I think getting the modular part established is gonna help us a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah, because currently how
yeah.
I'm looking at doing the modules is every ship part. We have ships which are built of parts, right?
Yes.
Our ships, I actually did this already are built in a very specific way, and I think I can easily convert that into the modular system. I think we have a ship list already.
Yeah, we have a ship list. Or we should have.
I'm not gonna find a ship list with searching ship list. There's literally a ship list. Nice. All right. So you have.
Yeah, I did that.
To talk about, let's take the Bird of Prey for instance, because every ship has a registry number, which is simple enough, right? It's basically a license plate.
Yeah, it's your space license.
License, which also can be unregistered. Important part. And then every ship currently has weaponry, which you can easily turn into.
Welcome back, chat, and red guy.
We were talking about. We were talking. Why that I'm leaving? I never.
We did not leave you. I think you were on a longer break than we were. Technically, you left us. Nah, you're.
I needed to go to the toilet. Okay, I need breaks, please. If I'm chugging an entire bottle of this shit.
Yes.
No, but because currently our ships have types, and every type clearly has a base module, right? So a fighter just has the one command cockpit, and
fighter module or command module. Let's keep them calling them modules.
Yeah, so a fighter clearly has just the command module, and and then every add-on is clearly its own module, right?
Yes.
And you can easily classify, because I think in our ship producers.
Yes.
We
have them pretty well established.
I don't think we currently have. No, we don't have too many.
Your generic funny jokes don't have a hold on me.
No, but our manufacturers currently aren't put into the system, right? But we can just have the manufacturers develop the parts.
Yes.
And the parts are just very simple modules. My hair is a borderline afro. I used to have an afro for like 3 years, but then I murdered it, and I'm going to the barber in two days, on Wednesday. I have a barber appointment on Wednesday, so I'm gonna murder my afro again. I used to have a serious afro, and I used to have my hair up to my shoulders, and then I murdered it, but...
Yeah,
my hair changes a lot. Generally, I cut it short, then I wait until it's this state again, and then I murder it.
It's got fluffy.
It's fluffy right now because I showered. If I shower and then wash it 3 times, it gets really fluffy like this.
Jesus, 3 times?
Yeah. That's how I get the nice fluff.
Ah, yes.
But I need to do it daily if I want to keep the fluff, and that's just annoying.
Yeah, that's yeah. Alright, back on topic. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, you should see my hair when I don't have a headset on.
So you can get the manufacturers you can just say that every ship type is a base form.
I was also thinking about it like this, because we now have this base system for modules, and I think that's a very good system. I think that's the way we have to go forward.
Yeah.
It's a very good system to build upon.
Yeah.
Now, we can do 2 things, or 3 things. You can have a grid-based system in which you basically build a ship. So if you want to build a fighter type, you have an 8x8 grid. So you have your command module, which is like 2x2.
That's hella big, by the way,
and
8x8.
Yeah, but I'm just throwing things out there. We could build all of that.
I would just say there's a size limit, but whatever.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But like, have a generic fighter, just fighter ship, should probably not have a teleporter bay.
No.
And a teleporting bay may be like 3x3 grid size. So they are 3 squares with 3 squares.
Not necessarily the amount of modules you can add, but just the general size it takes up in.
Yeah, so have
I was gonna say every.
Or have
ship
cards.
Has a set amount of maximum modules, and then it transfers into a different class, right? So if your fighter has a fighter can have up to 4 modules. If you add a 5th module, it becomes a different type of ship. And then
you need to upgrade it and add parts to it, because if you have a
then
generic
your base
fighter,
command module, your fighter module, can't handle that amount of modules attached to it.
No, that's fine, but like a generic fighter shouldn't have more than 4, for example, because it has a command module for 1 person, it has a sensor bay or sensor module, it has shields, a basic shield, and it has its hull. Weapons, yeah, sure. Hull is just hull, whatever.
The hull's always on everything.
So it's command, shields, sensors, and whatever. And that could be. And then if you want to add a 5th, you should probably either upgrade your ship, because it's just a generic fighter model.
Yeah.
So you should either upgrade your ship or build a new one and like transfer the parts that you already put into it.
Yeah.
But now we get to the point of engines. And engines, you can upgrade them, or shields, for example. I think that shields should be a core feature of a ship.
Yeah. You
can install it, sure, but it's just not a simple module. I don't think that would work in that way, or in the wording of that. And then you would need to word it differently. That's what I'm feeling, just putting it out there. And
how would you word shields then?
Well, no, not have it as a...
Maybe the ship fighting.
Ship fighting might be a little bit like...
Ship fighting is going to be a bit of a stat off, but the way you build... We're currently mainly focusing on the building of the said ships, because we tried last time, we tried a specific way of fighting with ships, that you took your modules and had a stat off almost with dice rolling. That worked really well. So we're currently figuring out how to actually add a modular system like that without absolutely destroying everything and making everything unbalanced as hell.
Yeah, so because HP fights are boring generally, but for ships they're big lungs of metal, as said, so it's fine, and they are supposed to not really be.
It's not gonna be too common, and generally a ship battle also has interaction outside of just firing.
Yes, and so we're now trying to figure out a way to build ships. So we could say that if you get a fighter, you get 4 like 2x2 grid, and then a sensor module, or a basic sensor module is 1 square, and a basic guidance module or a basic weaponry module is 1, because you need to operate your weapons. So you have a weapons module because it fixes the guns.
I still think that's going to get extremely large if you're going to put that out in a physical form, though.
Yeah, but you can have it as like a...
I'd say that you use more
thing.
of a store, like almost a RAM type system, that you say, hey, your main command module, like a bit of an FTL power system. Yeah, damage is based on dice rolling, and the better your cannons, the better your dice, right? So if you have a massive cannon, you have a D20. If you have your basic gun, you have a D6.
If you have a standard laser beam weapon, then it's a D6. If you have a big particle cannon, that's attached to your ship.
A Death
then
Star
it's gonna
a Death Star murder cannon. That's a D20, right?
That's a D100. That's percentile dice. But
Yeah,
how much of your ship gets destroyed? It's 70%. Okay, good. But like, yeah, no. So yeah, we're rolling dice for bigger guns, bigger dice for bigger guns. Because you're gonna, on average, you're gonna deal more damage. That's the whole purpose of having a bigger gun, basically.
Bigger gun deals more damage, but I was thinking using a bit of an FTL power system, right? Every part has a set amount of power it drains. Your module can have a set amount of power it outputs.
Sure.
And then if you have a fighter command module, your base fighter module, it can only output 5 power, for instance. Dice is limited, but
dice are
you have
very
one dice
limited.
per cannon.
Yes.
So if you have 2
if you say were to have a ship with 50 cannons, then yes, you would roll 50 d6.
Yeah.
But because we don't necessarily, we would scale that down. So you would roll a d20 for a group of 10 cannons, basically. That would be how that would work out. Because you're not going to roll 50 dice for
because the ship wouldn't support that.
No, but we have a massive, like, the bus has 50 ZX plasma cannons, which should be changed not to be plasma cannons.
It's 40, no, it doesn't even have plasma cannons. It's a 40 AGZ automated defense turrets.
But there are 40 cannons, or 40 turrets. So that's 40 dice, or it would be, but we don't.
We don't. The Bird of Prey has 4 Z plasma guns, and that's a bad term. So that's gonna be
changed to Elorium guns. That's fucking amazing.
I think I'm just gonna laser the laser guns. It would be easier, but
yeah, just make them
for
laser.
ships, lasers would make sense.
Yes,
I kind of want to steal like a bit. You know the torpedoes. I kind of want to, because things like
torpedoes
Star Trek has their photon torpedoes, right? And I really want something similar, but I don't want to rip the word photon because that would be a stupid term to steal and copyright.
So Ripper torpedoes.
That would work, yeah.
Ripper torpedoes
oh god, that's scary as hell, though. That's really fucking scary. A torpedo that rips through space to just appear right in you.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
We've used that.
That's what I was saying. So you roll a d20 for 10 basic guns because that would then make it.
The problem is not
the
amount of dice, though. The problem is the way the modules work and how do you classify a fighter with X amount of things?
And
I'm liking the power. I'm liking the power thing. So a teleporter takes up 4 power, and as your basic fighter, you have 5 power to split.
Yeah, but like if you can upgrade your engines and have like 50 power available to you, but a teleporter, but teleporter maybe doesn't fit on your ship because it just doesn't have room. So then it wouldn't make sense anymore.
These are spaceships, right? These can be the weirdest shapes you want because.
Oh yeah, no, sure.
So that wouldn't be the problem because if you buy a teleporter, you buy a
I'm very much pro having a scout ship, have the design of a scout ship, and have a fighter be a general type fighter, and not necessarily have Borg cubes, all like amalgams of ships. No, but I was going to say
exactly that's the way you limit the power, then, right? If you say you can only have 10 power.
And you could FTL has both. Like FTL has a grid system. If I'm gonna explain that a bit.
Yeah, but I still don't.
It also has a power system.
Yeah, but I don't think the grid system is a good idea.
Well, how would you then like manage what kind of systems you could have on a ship? Just say like X type of ship can have.
If you have a fighter and you have 5 power on it, and you want to add a 4 power teleporter, that's fine. But then you just have the 1 power.
But doesn't have room for teleporters.
That won't make it complicated, though.
That would make it very complicated, and we don't do math on stream. Math on stream is hard.
Math. Yeah, we want to keep the math minimal.
Both spellings of the word.
Math. We want to keep math minimal, yeah.
Lisp.
Lisp. I have a lisp, sir.
That's not going on to that one again.
So, yeah. My tongue is a bit stuck between my teeth. I am very, very offensive. No, but
I just feel like you can upgrade the ship and then have a system, but then you get just these amalgams of ships, and I don't really. I don't really like that. Visually, it would look wrong to me, and because we are very much talky and it is about visualization. Sure. I think that wouldn't fit. It's just what I'm.
No, but if no one's gonna follow every rule, you need to have as few rules as possible.
Yes, you need to have as few rules as possible to break if nobody is ever going to follow them.
No, but I think you could say you limit certain objects to class.
Yeah, sure.
So you can't say a fighter can't have a teleporter. Otherwise, you need to move your fighter up from a fighter to a bomber.
No, so like because why am I people are going to bend these rules, but if the rules are too simple, where's the fun? No, we are not necessarily talking about rules though.
We're talking about how the system works.
Of a ship, how the system works.
Because
rules are not really something that we're discussing at the moment, because rules are pretty much, it's a roleplay show and we're just improvising.
We don't really run by rules. The way that the current thing we're trying to figure out is how do you create a ship and how do you say what a fighter can have on it and what could a bomber have and how do you limit that?
The reason why I say that I'm a fan of grid systems is you can have a fighter could have a certain grid size to use.
Yeah, but my problem with the grid system, to just butt into that, my problem with the grid system is that it's very visual. You need to have a physical grid. And if you're talking a battle which you had last time, which is literally 15 ships versus a massive battleship, the entire board is filled with grids.
Yeah, but is that bad necessarily?
You don't have enough space for all those grids.
No, but you could have, what you can do is you can have a token for a ship, and have the token name be like the name of the ship, and then if you hover over it, you can see what the ship has. So you can just have one token for the ship on the battlefield.
You know that they'll still be complicated as hell, because we're working...
And you want the modules to be targetable. That's the main point here.
I want the modules to have separate health bars so you can destroy a specific module.
Yeah, and that's... But in both systems, in the energy system, that would fall apart too, because you can just have it like all behind each other, so you basically get like a snake, like just have it that way.
And then you attack from the side.
Yeah, but if you fight head on, then you're in a problem, because you can't really target the farthest.
Yeah, but remember that literally the only reason the modules are there are just for visualization of health.
Yes. Yeah.
The way the ships fly in space is still.
But you can just have a ship have a set amount of HP, and then you can target the system.
And my problem with the grid thing is that I literally need to make physical objects then for every single type of weapon.
You would have to make tokens, yes.
And that would be an absolute shit ton of work.
You wouldn't necessarily. Well, yeah, you would have to. No.
I would need to make cards for every single object, or at least a way to physically fit that on your grid.
If you're gonna make the ship battle thing into a game, like mini game anyway.
Yeah, but that's going to be an entirely different mini game, and that's something else. That's a different project, right?
I know, but still, if you want to, go into that.
Yeah, but that won't work in Eloria. You can't really use that subsystem because that's an entire game that you throw into another game, and then it gets too complicated.
I don't know what freelancer is. Let's go. Yeah. Also, we're just now talking purely about ship combat, not roleplay combat.
A spaceflight simulation game. Oh yeah, I can see why you think that. It's yeah, but right now the whole thing we're trying to figure out is the physics of the ship management. But I think we're just gonna have to bench that for now.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm 20. I don't look that old, do I? I can't even grow a beard.
I'm younger and I can. Not proper, but I'm trying.
No, but also I was very limited to a Dutch amount to Dutch Flash games, so, or at least Dutch Flash games translated into Dutch, because. No, but I think we're gonna have to bench the ships. I'm gonna sit on it, figure that shit out, and then just attempt the system, probably in a 1-off or something. I'm 20 and I do know what Freddy Fish is.
I know what Put Put is.
Yeah, Put Put. Oh god.
And Pyjama Sam and all those things.
Spy Fox.
Oh god, Spy Fox is amazing.
Yeah.
And then we got derailed. All right.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, that kind of stuff. That was my youth. RuneScape, shit ton of stuff. RuneScape.
Oh god, yes. Which got to level 99.
And GTA San Andreas.
I have that still.
My
brother has it, but that's.
My PlayStation 2 is still around here somewhere. I'm not sure where. I know where actually.
Well, all right. So let's bench that. Let's go into. What?
Everything is wrong with me. That's the problem.
You're not old. That's not old.
I was gonna say that's not really old.
No. That's like in your prime.
The prime age of doing whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
No, but I was gonna say something, but I completely lost.
You wanted to go into a different thing.
Yeah, I was gonna move on to a different topic because we can discuss ships forever and still not get anywhere because we need some visualization and testing of systems.
Oh yes.
I'm just looking for something that wouldn't take me hours to actually do.
No, but that's like if time is the effort, then I think that's just not a good excuse to not do it.
Yeah, sure, but I can invest the time. That's fine.
We both have the time to talk about this, like separate from the podcast, though, so that's fine.
I mean, we'll just probably need to trial some systems.
Yeah, trial and error is probably the way we're gonna figure out the details of the system.
Yeah.
Because the basic system that we used, it was very good. No, mine won't. I don't go to parties. I don't drink alcohol. And on the second word, I'm not gonna even give commentary.
Damn, that's deep, bruh. No, but to actually get on. Yeah, I've met that already, and I'm just 20. No, but to get back on Eloria, I think we're gonna have to do. I'm still thinking if I want to do visualization or not. Right, make some drawings.
Yeah.
Because it can be either good for the show because you have some visuals, or really bad because people work with their own imagination, and if you start drawing things out, you ruin that. Yeah,
I think it's good to leave it open to interpretation.
Yeah, just literally draw nothing at all.
Well, you could just have like this is a generic fighter, this is a generic scout, this is a generic. I wasn't even
thinking about the ships, more like the races. To just.
Oh no, don't.
Just, you know, a bit of an imagery for everything.
Like Tina Mali is very defined. Tina Mali is basically a human with grey skin and yellow eyes. That's imaginable. You can very easily imagine what that would look like. I don't need the drawing for that.
I mean, that's the most positive outcome you can get, I guess.
Yeah, that's the best outcome, I would say, to that story. But yeah, no, I think, and the critic also very vivid. Like the description that you give of the race should be enough for everybody to visualize the same thing, but maybe a little bit different for everybody.
Yeah.
Because if you do like,
I describe visually, so I guess that's fine.
I am very visually orientated, like most of us, or at least we that do the show, and I think everybody has their own interpretation of what a scary monstrosity like the Katik would look like. But they are all scary, and you get filled with fear, I imagine. But you know, they're still imaginary. But
I won't get filled with fear.
No, of course not.
The fuckers.
Yes, I know. But like, that's the point I'm trying to make is that everybody adds a little bit of what they think that scary looks like, and that's fine.
Just like books, you shouldn't sometimes making a movie out of a book is a bad idea. Just like you shouldn't have visuals next to this stuff.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go start drinking. I'm not gonna go to parties. And on the last part of your comment, I'm not going to react. Again. Not saying anything about that. But, you know, I think imagination is the strongest part of the show.
Yeah, I get it.
Just at the whole. The imagination that we do, that we can convey to the audience, and they might have their own image in their head.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, so this is this big, very scary monster that walks on 4 legs and has 2 arms and, you know, whatever. And they can fill in the scary part for themselves. Because that's defined per person, what is scary.
Yeah, fair
what
enough.
is...
I guess
So yeah.
I'll just leave visualization up for imagination, I guess.
Yeah. I think that'll work out fine. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't, really. Yeah, rough sketches might be a good idea. But we have very good descriptions of what they look like.
Yeah, every creature has very clear description, so I guess... I mean, I can easily sketch things out. But
you might just make a general outline of what it...
Maybe just for myself, and I'll see if I want to put them online. That's
fine. Or maybe because your artist, he's very good. If you give him if we want wiki art, or if you want actual, like, this is what they look like, that might be a thing.
Like, ask him.
Yeah.
A friend of mine. We could. I'll see.
That might be a thing. Yeah,
I don't know if he has the time for that kind of stuff, but we'll see. I really like the logo he designed. So.
I really love the logo. It's so good. We should probably give him credit for that somewhere in the near future, like in a description or something.
Yeah, I know. I need to add some stuff. I still need to add everything to the channel, right? Because we don't really have a thing, but I need to put time and effort.
You reek of alcohol. You know, go take that shower then. And maybe don't drink as much. But hey, you do you.
Your life, your alcohol, your money, whatever. I don't care. No, but yeah, I guess I'll leave the visuals up for imagination. Yeah. Maybe attempt some rough sketches, see if I enjoy them. If it's good enough, I might put it up. We'll see. And if I really want visuals, I can always ask someone.
Oh yeah.
But I like the thing that everyone has their own.
I really like that. I really like that. Yeah.
Right.
Anything. We wanted to keep it like relatively simple because logos are simple. Simple logos are the best.
Logo.
Yeah.
That was the most important part for me. That you have something you can easily.
And, like, busy logos are generally not. They don't display what you're doing, and I think this it's just simple. It's plain. You know what you're looking at, and I think it's fine.
Generally we end our streams at 11. So you have
GMT +1. So yeah.
You have some time. He's in Denmark. He has the same time.
Yeah.
So. No, but
I know. Just talking
what
globally.
Else?
Because we had roleplay combat or visualization. That's all we did all that. Just doing something that. Oh, let's talk more about the trade system. Let's go into that a little bit more. What we want to do with that, because we discussed it briefly.
What's the point of the trading system?
All right, so the trade system, as I briefly said, I think it's very good that we have it, and that our characters have a goal, so to speak, and that they have something that drives them, because that's always good. Something that motivates them to do something.
Giving characters a drive is generally
a good that's idea. Always good.
Who'd have thinked?
Yeah, but maybe, as I said, because having badass characters doing badass things is what creates fun, or what is fun most of the time. If it doesn't get too silly.
Yeah.
You know. So, for example, we had one of the triad campaigns, and one person walked into the room, rolled a high roll, and destroyed everybody in that room. That doesn't sound like fun, or that wasn't fun for me, because it was just one person basically stealing the show.
Yeah, that was me with a lot less German influence.
Yes, I know. I'm not saying that that's bad or anything, but that was something that wasn't too enjoyable.
Trading was the thing you wanted to.
Traits, as in
trade.
character. Yes.
Oh, I was thinking trading. Like,
Trading.
what's there to change about trading?
We can also discuss trading. That's fine.
Give stuff, get stuff, get money, right? We have currency.
Yes. Oh, wait, we do?
Units.
Oh, yes, we have units. That's true.
We work with units.
Yeah, no,
We've
but
moved
traits,
beyond cash.
As in the character...
character traits, yeah.
Character traits.
I agree that we need to change up some traits. Yeah. Get a proper list of traits that are more like personality traits.
Yeah.
And I think we can work with that.
And I think that... so, as I said, like the example of our Lord Squeak talking to authority.
Yeah.
And have him just
be
good at that. Yeah,
I like stunts. Those are fun.
I like them, but I don't like them that they add to a role. I think that's in the D20 system. I think that's dumb. And as in like in D&D, you would also roll a climb check, for example, and you can then check if you can actually climb the objects you're trying to climb.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but because it's number based, and this isn't.
Yeah.
It
so
is
I guess
supposed to be.
You should be able to fail at everything and not have a flat number that increases your chances of doing well, I guess.
Yeah, so if you're good with talking to authority, then maybe you just don't have to like roll for authority, only for authority. I'm talking about like really specific things because you're just naturally good with that.
I still want the force rolls on almost everything.
Oh yeah, no, sure. I like rolls because they can get fun. You can get a 1 and that's hilarious.
I think we need to get rid of the static trait system, though. That we just remove flat numbers and instead make it a bit of a character description.
Yeah, that would work better.
Like, hey, I'm almost like a bit of a dating profile. I'm an introverted...
Yeah, that's not bad...
I'm an extroverted guy who's 186. I love to drink, I love to party, I'm bad with cops. I have a tattoo on my left arm of a giant monkey. I don't know why, I was drunk. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Almost have it a bit like a dating profile.
But also... like,
my marital status is single, that's why I'm on a fucking dating website.
But also, like, imagine an assassin. But that's one of the archetypes that we can discuss. So you have an assassin that's just good at hiding in the shadows. Because, that's what you're trained to do. And if you want to go and hide in a shadow, which is a very basic thing you can do, as a normal person, you could do that too. But an assassin knows how to manipulate its surroundings and like. But
an assassin can still throw one and absolutely fail at hiding inside shadow.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But then have the traits of a character have more impact on the role. So if it isn't a 1, then you should succeed. Like something like that.
That's basically how it works with the numbers, though.
Yeah, but it just adds a flat number on top of that, and it's static and not really.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Remember
it doesn't give growth.
I interpret the numbers, right? So I grab the given number and I interpret it in a certain way to decide how the role works. But I agree with you, and I think how we have on the character pages on the wiki.
Yes.
You have the smack of information.
Oh yes.
I think you can use that more.
Sure.
So you have marital status, allegiance, species, gender, height, weight, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think if you stick with that kind of list and then just a general character description, I think you'd get a lot further.
Yeah. And then like how would you incorporate the stats which are now just flat numbers that you add to a roll, and then like because we want to get rid of those.
Well, you murder that whole idea, and you just have a character that says, hey, that your character, then you have a description, and you say, my character is very strong, he's a big guy.
Buff dude.
He's very buff, in his free time he lifts shit. In general, he likes to punch first and ask questions later. Mm-hmm. And then if you tell me, hey, I want to punch in that door, and you roll a dice, I know that the chance is very likely you'll succeed in punching in said door, because as a person that aligns
it's gonna be more interpreting the role based on how you play to the character.
Yeah.
And not as much just static numbers.
Yeah, that gives me as a DM a bit of a tougher time. Because I'm still going to interpret the dice, of course.
Sure. But I think that's manageable because of the system we're using. I think that's very doable.
Yeah, I think we can do that. So technically, literally, what you're doing in character creation is creating a dating profile for your character.
Yes. And then what? Maybe if we are going to be that fancy and have dating profiles, we can put that in a little info box above or beneath the webcams, and then display information about the character that you're playing.
We don't have space for that shit, mate.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. I've seen the layout. We do.
I mean, it's really gonna.
We have 2 players, so you can use the black space to fill in information about the character.
I could use that.
We could. That's because it's just a dating profile, so it's very short bits. You know.
I guess we can. I'll see how I'll do that.
That could be a thing if we have the room and it's readable. Then
I'll think about that. But first, we need to do character creation before I can actually work on that. But yeah, I think that's a solid system to work with. Now we just need to actually propose it to Mischa or Nebula.
Yeah.
To get that figured out.
Sure.
And then work through.
That's fine. Note that down.
Yes.
That's probably a good one to write down.
Quickly note. Car creation. No. Creation. Creation. No more stats. More like dating profile. Think. I guess, yeah.
Alright, so trading. You wanted to talk about trading?
No, there was nothing to talk about in trading. That was my confusion, and you wanted to talk about trading.
We can talk about trading, sure. So would you like to sell me now?
I'll sell you 3 cows for a pig.
3 cows for a pig? No. Like, we can do, pigs are generally less expensive to keep, so, I'm gonna draw a pot of greed, and I'm gonna draw 2 more animals and see...
What? This quickly went the very wrong direction.
No, I think trade is trade, right? So it's not, you know...
Oh yeah, I still have a full language interpreted here.
Wait, we have a language? Oh god, we do. Why is there a swastika in there?
There's no swastika.
It's like almost a swastika.
I don't see a swastika.
Also, it wouldn't be a swastika technically. It would be a Buddhistic cross, which is different.
I still don't see where you'd get the swastika. Oh, I guess those? The
Buddhistic
question mark and exclamation points?
The Buddhistic crosses are not really swastikas because they're actually for fortune and not for, you know.
Matter. I designed a language, but that was very early on.
Okay.
That was when I still had strength, dexterity, intelligence, and precision and item slots, if you believe it.
Oh god.
Yeah. With actual difficulty markings on missions and everything.
Oh yeah.
That was...
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
This is old.
Yes, that's old.
This is all data that's been very much changed.
Yes. Talking about that, and generally, like, languages are very interesting. And we don't really have a, you know, universal language.
We work with, well, we have a universal language. We call it English. No, but, you know the way language works, right? I've talked about it before. No, actually, in one of my short stories, I go over it.
Ah.
I have a short story with a human that doesn't speak the English language, and I work with him.
Yeah.
So there's a way for language to work, right?
Yeah.
So that's language works almost through a universal translator that everyone gets.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, do we have a translator?
Yeah, you have a universal translator, and if you don't have a universal translator, you're basically screwed.
So it's gonna be an
the universal translator pulls from a giant database.
So it's basically an Elorian translator.
No, it's not made of Elorium.
No, not Elorium, Elorian.
I mean, Eloria is the universe. It would be a Hemos translator, since it probably translates everything to Hemos, since they built it.
Yeah, that's true.
Hemian
translator, write that down.
Shit, dude, it's just a translator.
Yes? Shit's important, man. Bohemian translator. It's a Bohemian translator.
I'm making sounds just now.
Yes.
I need to actually get on with it. Get on with it! No,
Get on with it.
Factions.
Factions, yes.
Because, we've had the Mafia.
We have had the Mafia or Mob, it's whatever you want to call them, yes.
It's literally on the wiki page, I think it's the Mafia or the Mob.
Yes, it's both. We have the IHC, the Interplanetary Hunter Collective.
Yeah.
As a faction. We have the Galactic Council.
Yeah.
We have the Bestari Big Five. I don't know, that's just Bestari, though.
Yeah,
that's
but
not necessarily a faction.
Then you, of course, you have every single species, which is their own faction.
No, well, yeah, kind of.
But there's another faction that hasn't been introduced yet in the show.
Okay.
But
more to come later.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk about those too much because I know I want to put them in, but I want to introduce them in.
Right.
They're related to things that happened last time.
Oh, you mean Ktik factions?
No, it's not a Ktik faction. It's even worse.
Oh god. Oh god! Oh god!
There's another faction that hasn't been introduced yet. That was supposed to be introduced in one of in literally the first campaign we ever did.
Space pirate factions, but with the rings or not?
No,
like that
not even a live show campaign. One of those when you did the when we did a 5-man campaign.
Oh right.
It was supposed to be introduced there.
Oh, those.
But we never
I might have a clue.
We never actually got there.
No.
So I'm just gonna save them and I'm gonna rework them probably.
Sure.
But yeah, I think they're even on the ship list actually.
I think I might have.
They're on the ship list.
I think I might have a clue what you're talking about.
They're actually on the ship. Well, the faction exists.
But okay, so what did you want to discuss with factions? Because that's.
Yeah, because currently the way factions work is you literally have a flat faction that you align with.
Welcome back, Red Guy. Yeah. We're talking about factions.
Yeah, so the factions, I think currently, because are you happy with the way factions work? Because we currently have the existing factions.
I would say that the idea that I very much like is what we basically did with which Alexandria did as just take an example from a previous arc zero character. So she was part of the Mafia, then started went through the ranks, then decided like this is not necessarily for me. Displaced herself away from the Mafia, became. Sold out all their people, made a group, formed a band of like rogues.
Made her own faction, basically.
Basically made her own faction, but that they were allianced or subgroups of the Mafia.
Yeah. And
I think dividing groups into subgroups of a overarching, faction. Yeah, collective, and so. Because the Mafia also has this like really big, elaborate system of important people meeting in a space station and voting.
I know, but
we need good royalty-free music.
I need to steal some royalty-free music. Like I can put on the Doom soundtrack. No, actually I can't.
No, you can't.
That'll get hella copyright flagged. I think I have some music, but I don't know where.
We need it for the live show, though.
Yeah, I need to set up some music. I know. I need to get some royalty-free music.
You know what we need to do? And I think we can do this. We need to ask we need to ask the Faster Than Light devs if we can play their music.
You can do that?
Yes. We could just email them. They might not react, but we could at least try.
Are you aware of that? Have you done that before? I know I love the Doom soundtrack.
The Doom soundtrack is so good.
But are you aware of people who have done that?
Yeah. I know streamers who have done that, and they play the music.
I mean,
so you need to contact an artist of the music, and then you can just say like, hey, can we use your music in our show? It's about this and this, and then you usually have to credit them, but that's not that hard to do. But that's fine. You can do that.
Yeah, I can put in a little scroll bar of who's playing. Yeah, I know.
That's definitely a thing people do.
I'm looking for a specific program because I had some royalty-free music, but I've completely lost the folder, the program that I used to play it.
We also have a Nebula who is gonna create music, and we can use his music. I don't know if it's gonna be appropriate or not, but you know.
I mean,
that's gonna be a thing.
But I agree with you that we need to throw in some music.
Yes, definitely. It's on our list.
I'm very much confused. What the hell happened? There it is. Let me...
Oh god, that's bright.
Oh, I literally... File, open. Yeah, I have no clue where I don't even know what this is. Yeah, you're trying to play a file that's not music. Alright, so... No, I currently don't have any music.
But we are going to set something up, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And if we could get the FTL soundtracks, that would be amazing. If feel free to. We actually need to do something, which we need to make a Brothers in Blood Discord channel.
It exists.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh yes, it does. But for the having viewers that are able to join.
Oh, that was one because
Discord.
the one that exists is for the YouTube.
I know.
It's our YouTube planning thing.
A stream.
I need to clean
Discord
that up
server.
and actually link it to. I can link it to the Twitch channel.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think I can link I can link 2 Twitch channels to my username, to my Discord, and then link that to a channel and then have that.
I don't know.
I think
Figure
I'll
that
take
out.
some time to set that up.
Yeah, but no, that's we should do that because then we can hit.
Now, let me just
actually contact us.
Make some notes.
And then we can people that are interested in that, then we can notify them when we are going live instead of spamming our own server.
Music and Discord. Yeah.
Right, so that's the thing. But yeah, no. So what we were factions, right? So yeah, no. I think it's over. Generally, I think we have a solid base for how.
You do,
That's
no,
fine.
but I'm gonna set up a specific viewer Discord thing because we have a Discord channel for friends and stuff, but that's...
So we're gonna set up a Discord channel for this Twitch.
Yeah, we're gonna set up
other people come in and want to join that. So yeah, no, that'll be there. Probably next week.
I also need to set up Nightbot to link to the wiki and that kind of stuff.
Oh, we have music. Don't worry.
That's...
We have plenty of things. We've been doing this for a while.
I have a Discord channel since 2015, so I've been adminning Discords for a while.
But yeah, so factions are in a good place, I think, and with more characters come more factions. So, because the original plan with our characters that died was to create a faction, basically, with Shapil and other characters. And so, I think the more we play, the more factions are going to be created. And they're going to be their own entities, and they might influence how things work in the universe, which is really cool.
Through playing the game, we also create factions.
Yes,
and you discover factions.
Oh yes.
So yeah, I think.
So yeah, no, I think they are. For now, it's fine. And if we need to work on it, we'll work on it. If we need to rewrite stuff, that's fine. We can do that. That's.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. We'll notify you. But probably later. Anything else? What?
No, I'm just doing random shit.
Alright. So, we need to talk about the Interplanetary Hunter Collective a bit, I think, as a faction.
Yeah, because that used to be our main
Yes.
the main entity of Eloria. Now it's kind of shoved to the side. So what's...
I think that it's because a lot of Eloria is based in the gray zone, in the gray area. What is legal, what is not. It's a very fine balance, and the IHC as a faction is neither. It's neither good nor bad.
Yeah, it's very much gray.
It's a very much gray. Or
I mean, I'm not gonna kill it off, right? The IHC
no.
is still a very important part of Eloria because that basically founded the whole.
I like the fact that it gives out missions to Alright, that's good. But I feel like that the IHC still should give out missions. How many factions are we planning to make? There is no limit, really. We just factions can be groups of people that just join together and we're like, hey, we're gonna settle somewhere and claim the planet, and they are now a faction, and they're recruiting people. That's fine.
Factions is just a way for me to easily note allegiance.
But we have generally we have the species, but in species and different species can be joined in different factions.
Yeah.
We have the Mafia or the Mob. We have the Interplanetary Hunter Collective. We have the Galactic Council, and those three are like the main factions for now.
And then of course you have every single species separately.
Yeah.
And then you have pirate parties and that kind of stuff.
The whole thing is that as we play more and more, the universe gets expanded. We advance in time also, so different things are going to get discovered, different technologies. Things are going to change. That's the plan. That's good. And yes, the players themselves could make a faction. The players could do anything they fucking want.
They were planning on making a faction, but they got murdered.
So to explain a bit, we were playing. I was playing a drug trafficking dude. So I shipped drugs from places to places, and we were going to set up a faction that was basically going to deal in legal wares, and we were trying to recruit people to join our crew and join the faction eventually, which would become a faction eventually. But then we died in the Katik war, and that was all she wrote for that. But yes, no, it is very much possible for us as players to create factions. So that's good. That's a very good thing, I think, and that also then expands the universe in which we play. And they might, as I said, be influencing things that happen, because they might recruit 100 people, and 100 people can do a lot of things. So yeah, no, that's definitely something to consider. Like dying, yes. No, but that's definitely something to consider.
To get back to our previous.
Yeah, so the IHC, it's good that they give out missions.
Yeah.
And I think that as we play, that we might pick up, and especially with the new characters, because they are probably not going to deal with the mob as much.
Yeah.
Or maybe like against them and not necessarily with them.
I think the IHC will keep him, but we're moving it a bit to a back burner. Maybe one-offs you can do from the IHC.
No, but I also think that they could be like an information center. So if you it's
a massive space station, right? So people can get there for information and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I think that it's going to be
trading.
It's very much going to be a just giant space station which you sell wares, buy information, because that's also technically a good. The information is very much
useful, always
useful, and so it's going to be the main selling point of all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So information, weapons, armor, whatever, doesn't matter, just stuff, or spacey stuff. And I think, and they give out missions based on like contacts they have, or if somebody really wants, like the mission that we were running, we could put up a notice on the board from the International Hunter Collective, and people could have joined our mission to fight the Katik ship, right? Yeah. So that's a very good thing. If somebody wants help or somebody has something they want to get rid of, I think that's a very good way to do that. And also for us to get other people in the universe to join us. And I think if we keep it as that, well, that'd be very good.
Yeah. Because of course, the original idea of Eloria was built from the IHC.
Yes. Just very much based on one-off campaigns.
Yeah, it was very much based on... not necessarily campaigns, it was based on a bit of doing missions and stuff. A bit like D&D sessions with friends, almost.
Yeah.
That was the original intent, but then it kind of got moved and shifted, and now it became this. Which is... I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably...
Every faction is different, right? So one merchant of one race doesn't necessarily have the same wares as another merchant from another race. No, exactly.
No, or two merchants from the same race could have different shit.
Could have different goods. Yeah,
it's not
that's
necessarily
fine.
Limited to.
It's very much interspecies, and yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to actually establish like which species could have sex with which species and actually
that was
breed.
Interesting. I roleplayed sex. Yeah, we're probably...
No. It wasn't really necessarily. You didn't get there.
I know, he pussied out.
Yes.
I was going to. I was going to go balls deep.
You were committed. You were committed,
yeah, I
but
was
he
gonna
didn't
commit,
commit to the bit.
Yeah. No, we might even do that on live show.
But
We'll see. I'm not going to shy away from that kind of topic.
And we're all, like, well, grown up in the sense that we don't shy away from that stuff. We all know how to handle that, so we're not, like, just gonna laugh about it. And we have very much thought about, like, interspecies breeding. That's very much a thing we have.
Yeah, it is a discussed topic, yes.
Yes.
It's weird. It gets weird really quick.
No. We don't want to have that because we have a droid species, we have a robotic species, and they can't procreate in a way that we could. So no, yeah, you could bang a droid, but that wouldn't make they don't experience pleasure. 2,
no, but everyone could bang everyone.
Sure, but
just not necessarily produce children.
Also, we have a species based on gas. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that will be interesting.
So the droids are like a no-no because they don't feel emotion, so they wouldn't consent to anything. Because why would they waste their time on such trivial things?
The species based on gas definitely can't reproduce in the classical way.
No, we have a species based upon being perfect, which are the gen mods, which we talked about a little bit.
Literally,
like inbreeding for gen mods would be a sin. Interspecies breeding for a gen mod would be a sin.
Procreating as a gen mod is already a sin.
Yes. Yes, it was meant as a conversation about factions. You brought this up. So no, gen mods wouldn't, because that's a sin.
Yeah,
for
but
them.
let's leave sex alone right now, right? We'll get there when we actually need to roleplay sex and having children. For now, no.
That's. But yeah, so it is a thing we discuss, and it is a thing we talk about. Also behind the scenes, which species could procreate and which couldn't.
That was an interesting talk.
Yeah, we have lore for that.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's interspecies procreation.
Then what's next? The celestial beings.
Oh yes.
Because right now, how many have I actually implemented in the universe?
You were saying there were 5.
There are 5.
Yes. But that's more of a thing you bounced off of me, and not necessarily the others.
Racism is definitely a big thing.
Oh, racism is very much a big thing, especially in one species, and we're not going to mention that.
We literally have the most racist species ever. Because everyone needs to be...
I named them. I actually called out the species that is very racist, and you can imagine which one. And that was actually one of the players that did that. We didn't intend for it to be that way.
Yeah, that's the fun of the game. They're extremely racist because everyone has to be perfect, and if you're not perfect, you need to die!
I wasn't even talking about gen mod.
Gen mod are also very racist.
Yes.
What were you thinking about then?
The Rasik.
Rasik aren't necessarily speciest.
No, but they're based on gas.
So?
And one of our players made a link with a character in our universe, which shouldn't exist.
That's retconned as hell, though.
Yeah,
that
is retconned. Because we don't want that.
We're not gonna associate our species with Hitler.
We're not going there.
That's a bad idea.
But the gen mod are very much racist because they're against imperfection, and everybody is imperfect unless you are that generation of gen mod. So yes, they want you to die because you're not perfect into their standards.
Shit's fucked, yo. There's a long history and everything. It's complicated.
Yes. You can read it up on the wiki mostly.
Yeah.
For the gen mod.
I think
is the beauty pagans on there? It should be.
I think everything for the gen mod is on there.
Let me look that up. Brief history.
Yeah, the beauty
pagans isn't on there. Okay.
And in the brief history is also.
Yeah. It's very good that we actually wrote all of this down. Wait. Why? Because he can.
Exactly. I have a table filled with dice.
So.
I need to clear out this closet. This closet's chaos, but
it's fine.
It's still a work in progress. My room.
So factions are. I think factions are in a fine state, and we're gonna expand upon them as player characters get made. If characters would abandon certain factions or change alliances.
Yeah.
And that'll be fine. I think it's good. It's fine. That's not something we have to worry about right now. I just I want to talk about a little bit about the pirate factions, but that's maybe for a different time if we actually get in contact with them and do major things with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the pirate information a bit up in the air right now.
You wanted to talk about Celestials.
Yeah, because the Celestials, right now they don't fully exist. What?
Oh no! This book. He means this book.
It says math book.
It's a math book. It's literally a book filled with mathematics.
Yeah. Wiskunde is Dutch for math.
Yes. Let me take it out.
Oh, please don't.
Let me do this.
Oh,
yes,
no.
I am going to. It's my book filled with math. Why do I have this? Because I'm a nerd. I'm a calculus nerd. It's about cicadas and primates and prime numbers.
Cicadas. You know they're a creature,
yes.
right?
Yeah, I know.
It talks about It's a math book and it talks about cicadas.
Yeah, but this is about magic squares. This is very much a thing that people know. This is a magic square. And yeah, it's full of like
I know
nerdy.
Those. I read a book about those.
Yeah, I read it in this book.
No, there's a really I think it's called like the Math Devil or something.
Oh yes.
That's a really good book.
Oh, and this is a puzzle solved by making jumps like a horse would in chess. So a knight, it would be called a knight. So
Please.
a knight in chess, and then
Please.
Amazing.
No more math. This is Eloria stream, not a math book.
Mm.
This is no math stream. Please.
But yeah, no, we are all massive nerds, and that's why that book is there.
Don't mention me being a nerd. That's why
They
I
will
literally have a
they will
shelf
find
of
out.
top hats.
Yes. I hope it actually kind of is, because if you're a surgeon and you don't know how the mathematics work, I would worry kind of. Because for biology, you need some mathematics. That's a topic for a different time.
He's such a nerd, I have no clue. I don't... Listen, I'm not a nerd. He is, yeah? I'm not. I have no clue what he's talking about. I can do economics.
Yes.
A basic. No, not that basic, but whatever. To get back on topic.
Right, Celestials, go.
Yeah, because right now, they kind of work like magic, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if I like that or not. Because it gives me, it's a bit of a, it gives a shock value because...
It's a bit of a cop-out, really.
It's not necessarily a cop-out, it's a bit... It's like unexplainable technology, basically, right?
Yeah, but that's every kind of magic.
True, but that... Fair enough.
Yeah.
But that's... I like them in the universe, as in... I can do the more weird shit with them, right? The black coins, the orb.
Yeah, no, I like them. That's not the point. I like them very much. And I think that... well, my character was going to do something with it, but then, things happened.
Yeah.
But, I think it's really... And I think it's fun to have... I get why it wouldn't be that common to encounter these things. And that's good. But as something to play with as characters would be very interesting. So maybe have like once an arc, have an opportunity for a player to do something with Celestial
to
stuff.
interact with them.
Yes.
I mean, I gave
not interact with Celestials necessarily, but like my character was collecting the black coins because that's what he was. He figured out that, hey, I need 5 of these. Maybe I could do something with it.
Fair enough.
And like give the opportunity to a character to do something with a celestial amulet, coins, whatever you.
I wanted to.
Have.
I was developing the celestial.
If and only if I decide to play my speedy character, you get to do stuff with celestials. Because she has a necklace.
Oh god, she has. Oh no.
Yes! And I know which Celestial that belongs to. It's one of the most fun ones.
Oh yeah? Do you actually remember?
Unless you changed it, actually. I have to... yeah, okay, that's fair as a surgeon. That's fair. That you only do math when you do paperwork. That's fair.
Yeah, because you have a relic of Kimmerin.
Yes. And I didn't know it was called that, but thanks very much.
Yeah, I was gonna put those on the wiki, but
yeah, no, and that's one of the most fun golds, I think.
That's a really interesting one.
That's the regen gold, right?
Huh?
It's the regen gold, right?
No.
Or did you change that?
No, it hasn't. No, it's never been the regen gold. This is lots more fun.
Oh wait, no. Oh, I know.
What do you think?
Yeah, no.
Feel free to talk openly. This is the podcast.
Yeah, I don't like guessing, but I think I know which one it is. But because we have the Eater of Worlds.
Yeah.
Which is not that.
No, that's
I mean, the Eater of Worlds was
Planets.
involved. The Eater of Planets, sorry, the Eater of Planets was involved on that mission, but it's not what the thing is for. We have the regen gold, which is the orb that we encountered, right?
Regen gold?
Well, no, it wasn't really regen, but it's like you can't feel pain and your body heals extremely quickly.
That's the Eater of Worlds.
Oh, that's the Eater of Worlds, right,
Eater
right.
Of Planets.
Eater of Planets. Yeah, let's not talk about wages in fields as being in jobs. That's not. There's a big discrepancy, and there are many things that shouldn't be, but they are.
That's Denmark, not Netherlands. I don't know anything about the economic situation in Denmark. I guess it's kind of similar.
Yeah, it probably is. But yeah, no. So we have the Eater of Worlds, and that grants a character kind of immortality, but not really.
Yeah, well, you need to technically, but if you need to live through the mind control.
Yes. And then we have the black coins.
Yeah.
Which are not related to the Eater of Planets.
No, that's a different one.
Yes. I don't quite remember all of them because I just know the Eater of Worlds because that's. I know the Eater of Worlds because of the campaign we did.
Yeah, the Eater of Worlds is Nindari.
Yes, Nindari.
Then the black coins are related to Raidos, the embodiment of death.
Ah, right.
And that's the black coins. Then you have the Lord of Chaos Saladar, which gives you revival.
Oh yeah, that was.
That gives you the ability to revive any dead character.
Yes, but you need to go into the like Chaos realm, right?
Yeah.
And then you need to find You
need to go into the Chaos realm and challenge him to a duel and beat him.
Yes.
And then you can revive any character. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, that's the Chaos realm on its own is.
Yeah.
Not something you would like to be.
Then you have Kimmerin.
Yes.
That's the savior of the abandoned. That's the relics of Kimmerin.
Ah, right.
That's same character.
What does it do?
I'm not gonna tell you what the relics do. Especially since they already have one, so I'm not telling you. Especially why I'm also not telling you what the coins do. And then you have one more, and that's the Avenger of the Unjust, Segdola.
And the piggy bank and the door belong to the black coins, so they are.
That's Raidos.
That's Raidos. And
on the Death Star Lavender. The Death Star Lavender.
Yes. Which is also going to be, like, from a physics point of view, is interesting.
This is my only time I can say magic.
Yes.
Anything related to those 5, I can just say.
Yes.
Beings above your understanding, just like the Infinity Stones, right?
Yeah. Which was kind of the inspiration for some of the
not necessarily
Celestials.
No, the
Infinity
Stones
aren't
like the inspiration. The Celestials in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Those are inspiration, but I pull my inspiration for all culture, right?
Are you sure?
I read I read a lot of books and that kind of stuff, so I pull that kind of data from everywhere. No, but I need to add the celestial beings to the wiki.
We need a monster which we can use for marketing. In which way? Marketing in like what?
Adverts. Hey, come watch a giant. Oh, I know what we can use for marketing.
Yeah.
The Rasik King.
Yes.
It's an absolute monstrosity. That's literally a being that prolongs its own life by consuming other beings.
Yes.
Mass murder for preservation. That's totally not fucked up.
So, yeah, the Celestials, I like them. I think they're good. I think that having the players, they're like us, not knowing what they do, like knowing that if we collect things, then we're gonna get to do something with them, but not knowing what it does is okay. That's fine.
Giving characters a goal, basically.
It gives something else to do, and that's always good. Giving your character distractions or having it be able to do something else than its main goal is fine. That's why you do side quests, right?
Technically, a character should never complete its main goal.
No, it should be an everlasting quest.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way the character. Well, I mean, if you complete the main goal of a character, it needs to be to grow out into a grander goal. Yeah.
Or if a character completes its goal, it just like exists, but you don't play it anymore. That could also be like, my character's goal is to like kill every mafia entity, like big mafia entity that there is, and then you do that, and then it's like,
I don't think that's possible.
I know, but that's like something that one could have as a goal, and then it's like, well, alright, the mafia's
destroyed. You could also have a simple goal.
Yeah, of course, but
I mean, a character goal can be as complex as the character needs it to be. Yeah, but that's character dependent. That's so wide that.
But I really think I'm going to use my speedy character because I just like that character. It's such a fun character to play.
I thought you were going to use 13.
I might.
You need to discuss. You need to discuss with Nebula what you want to do.
Yes, because if Nebula's playing another character, I want to have my speedy character linked to the drone because those adventures are fucking awesome and it's really fun to play. That was amazing. Like that campaign was just it was so good.
The desert.
The shitty sand planet.
The shitty sand planet. I mean, I liked that campaign. I was a bit disappointed that Sjoerd bailed out.
Yes. Yes, that was very much like he went like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna fuck off. Goodbye now.
Yeah.
Think about this. Dark Souls 3 had Yorm the Giant, Skyrim had Dragon, Shadow of the Colossus had the Colossi. It doesn't have to be the final boss or anything, but you need something that people can associate your game with.
Celestial beings.
Celestial beings
or the IRC, but
you know, like we don't necessarily have a big monster or end boss because we're in a universe, right? We have a whole galaxy, and maybe potentially more than that, but not at this current level of technology. We have a galaxy at our disposal to use, an entire galaxy, our own galaxy. We only know about like a very, very small part of our own galaxy. We don't even know everything about our own planet. So that's just to say, a giant monster would probably then be the eater of planets.
Exactly.
Because that's like a giant space worm that just eats a planet's whole.
It swallows the core of a planet to exist.
And
turns people into thralls, drilling a massive tunnel to the core of a planet so it can go through and consume said core.
So you could say that the end boss or a big boss is the eater of worlds or planets. Eater of planets.
If you manage to kill a celestial being, I'd be impressed.
I'd be very impressed.
I don't even know how you do that.
I know.
The first one, oh god.
There's not really one monster that was.
I guess the first real monster were the celestial beings. Yeah.
Yeah, you created them first. But if I'm gonna think like monster, I would probably say the monsters that come out of the dark or the chaos realm after the
chaos realm
battle.
Let me see.
The battle of
the Blorg.
Yes. The Blorg are, but they're not monsters. They're not like big. They're like very small, right?
The thralls. No, they're quite big.
I thought we were created the Blorg as like, well, not tiny, but like medium-sized, ravaging balls of fluff.
The Blorg are basically, not necessarily balls of fluff. The Blorg are creatures made literally from the deaths of others, right? So it pulls the souls through the chaos realm and makes So they can be as large or as tiny as much as power is collected.
True. And maybe like 2 blocks could combine and become bigger.
Yeah, and that's
scary, man.
It's a bit like the kaiju.
Oh yes.
But then they actually have a master who has a purpose. But I think we're gonna...
Are you want to wrap it up? I think we can go on a little bit longer. That's
11.
fine by me. Yeah, I know.
I need to work tomorrow, but...
Oh, right. Okay.
Also, we need to keep it at least manageable for the computer to upload this shit. And we can keep on talking for hours, right?
Yeah.
You can
that's the whole thing. We are establishing just so much lore and so much things that need to be done.
We're just repeating stuff. We're discussing
that's good. That's good. A repetition makes things work. And I think we discussed a lot of topics that we wanted to cover, some that we just wandered upon and wanted to cover anyway, but it's good that it happened now.
I mean, a mascot's not necessarily a monster, though.
No, a mascot's not necessarily a monster.
But I'll think about if we need a mascot and how.
That's something for us to think about. That'll be fine.
That needs time. You need to breed that.
And we don't really, since we have a whole galaxy to work with, we don't really have a starting point, because life is the starting point. Like being born is where your character starts, and Dark Souls
is the starting point of the creation of just like concept.
Yeah, I know, but like Skyrim as the country, and not Tamriel, because Tamriel is big.
Yeah, you mean like Skyrim has its dragons as are very representative of Skyrim itself, but we don't have a singular unity that represents. I mean, I don't know.
So it's difficult because if we were to like do a planetary reserve campaign, then we could have a bit mascot as like a beginning monster or hurdle that you need to overcome, because that's on a planet that's very much not technologically advanced, and you can actually have those creatures. So that's...
Feel free.
We'll think about it. That's all I can say for now. And I think with that, we're gonna leave it.
Sure.
Sure, that's fine.
We're also gonna create a Discord and stuff.
At Huib. He's gonna handle all of that.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say next week, 7:30, European Central Time.
Yes.
Brothers in Blood channel right here on Twitch.
Also, we might have another stream, which is character creation, in between next week and today. But we'll have to see.
Well, it might also go up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Brothers in Blood. I don't think that actually works, because we don't have enough subscribers to actually make that thing. But on the YouTube channels of Brothers in Blood, there's also a lot of older streams. Like really old streams. Every VOD's gonna go up there, so if you missed something, go watch it. I think, do you need to shill anything?
No, we plugged everything we need to plug. Discord's coming soon. And actually, same day.
Monday.
Every day, Monday.
Every day, every Monday.
Same day every week.
7:30, European Central Time.
We'll see you then.
We'll see you
Goodbye.
Goodbye.